Pizza Bowl 2023. Welcome into our YouTube channel on Ole Miss Athletics. We're here with Mike Bianco. My name is Jake Camara. Thanks so much for joining us in our Swayze Cast. Coach, I was trying to decide what to name our broadcast tonight. Swayze Cast, is that good?
I think it's good.
You think it's good?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, good.
Yeah, it sounds good to me. And
it flows off the tongue.
Yeah, this was kind of a surprise because I didn't realize we were going to do this. So I'm super excited that you and Micah and everybody got it together and putting this on for the fans. So it's pretty neat.
Well, we appreciate you putting up with us.
Absolutely,
for sure. If it's okay with you, I think it's key to go through lineups, right?
Yeah, go ahead. You do that. I'm a rookie at this.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm going to let you do your thing.
You've been doing this with David Kellum for how long?
Yeah, but I haven't ever been doing it like we're about to throw the first pitch.
Yeah, we are. So
I'm calling a fastball down the middle right now, trying to get ahead. But you go with the lineup.
Okay. Well, Xavier Rivas is on the mound. He's captaining actually his team and starting tonight, which I think is fantastic. He's facing the lineup of John Kramer first, Luke Hill's on deck, Andrew Fisher at third base using the 3 spot. Campbell Smithwick, the freshman, in the cleanup spot for Team Morrell at the plate to start the evening. Reagan Burford, Bo Gatlin, Will Furness, Hudson Maddox, and Wes Mendez is the offensive 9 for Team Morrell tonight as Xavier Rivas looks ready. And he deals the Pizza Bowl's first pitch in their strike. Was that a strike down the middle?
That makes you feel a lot better. That makes you feel a lot better. Go 0-1.
The defense behind Rivas, Mason Morris at first, Ethan Leger at second. Got a freshman at shortstop.
Yeah.
Randall at shortstop.
He's had a really good fall for us. And that's well hit. John Kramer's really swung it well, especially here at the end. He's the end of the fall. And you look at him, not your typical, prototypical, I should say, leadoff guy.
Yeah.
So they went with the Schwarber Phillies, put a physical left-handed hitter. So I think Kramer wore his pants up in honor of Kyle Schwarber.
There we go. He hit it out to Ethan Groff in center field. Hughes and Markle in the outfield as well for Xavier Rivas' crew. So Pizza Bowl, I'm curious about the history of all this, right? Like, this is such a creative thing. The fans are here too. They enjoy this, it seems like. When did this all come about for you all?
Well, it actually started back when I was an assistant at LSU. Everybody has, I should say everybody, most teams have some type of fall World Series, some way to finish it up, and at LSU we got a little creative. Back in the 90s you weren't allowed to feed the team. It was an off season, and so what we did to get away from around the NCAA rules was you pay $2 to play. We're going to play a game. The winners get to eat pizza, and you're not allowed to punish anybody, so you're not allowed to make them run. So everybody's going to run, but the winners get rewarded by being able to eat pizza, and so the guys will eat pizza until the losers are done with their conditioning.
John Kramer stealing a base? How about that?
Yeah, a little half-pass ball there. A lot of change-ups, it looks like, to Luke Hill, who's had a great fall for us, and heads-up base running there by Kramer to get into scoring position here.
I want to talk about the guy on the mound really quick.
Right.
One of your key returners coming into this year. What's he gotten better at this offseason?
Well, the biggest thing, I think the biggest improvement that X has made is a changeup. You'll see in his set there, he's got that kind of a split finger grip. So it's kind of a, not quite a fork ball, but it's a split finger, but really acts more like a changeup, a straight change, where last year he was, just fastball slider. We tried, to mix in your standard straight change, but he just could never get the feel of it. But he's worked with that with Coach Lafferty over the fall, and it's really become a big pitch for him.
He has a pitching coach, too, in San Diego. He's visited a couple times. And what's that relationship like with you all and his pitching coach?
One of the things I think as a college coach now, the kids all come with something, right? They come with a hitting coach, or, it may be somebody that, works with their swing. It may be somebody that, works with their pitching mechanics. They may go to Driveline or any of one of those, arm-type places. And when we understand, at the end of the day, we all should have the student-athlete's best interest in mind. And so to me, the key to that and that relationship is just communication. Tell us what they say. Tell me what you're thinking, versus us versus them. It's at the end of the day, we just want X to have a good year, and I think he does too.
And I know he wants to go pro too. Facing a tough guy at the plate too, and Andrew Fisher.
Yeah, Andrew's a transfer from Duke, a sophomore, had a really good freshman year. A lot of people don't realize in his numbers that he missed, about a month because of a hamate injury.
Really?
And, still hit around 10 home runs last year, close to 300, and, was a high-profile guy coming out of high school, and he's had a really good fall as well. A lot of we have a lot of new faces, as you're going to learn throughout tonight, but so many of them have gotten not just off to good starts physically and have played well, but have meshed with the team. I think that's one of your worries as coaches with the portal, with transfers, with incoming freshmen. Will how will that culture? How will they mesh with the team and what's happened here in the past? And Andrew's been a terrific leader. For a guy that's only been here for about 3 months, he's been tremendous.
In all these newcomers, and you all had to go get them, right? You, Clem, and Lafferty. Did you guys sleep in the offseason trying to improve this team?
Not much. Not much. Well, we thought we didn't sleep much last spring with the way the spring turned out, but it was even less sleep this summer. But really credit Mike Clement and Carl Lafferty, our recruiting coordinator. Big hit right there.
Yeah. See if Kramer comes home. No, he doesn't have the wheels for it, does he?
Well, and I thought it was a bad read for him off first. He, I thought, off the bat it was easily over, Lejier's head, but he froze there on that line drive, which you need to if you're not sure. But I just thought, that comes down to not a lack of wheels. It's I thought a bad read by him off second base. But back to the transfers and all the new guys is they have kind of meshed their way into the program, and it's been neat.
So freshmen, and one of them are at the plate right now, Campbell Smithwick. He's having a good fall. I've seen some of his numbers. Overall, how do you feel about the freshman class? I'm not sure if anyone's going to see and produce for you right away, but
we're going to need some of them.
Okay.
I think you always need some of the young guys. But that's it's a good at bat, getting a fastball early in the count, getting the run in, less than 2 outs. So that's a veteran move from a freshman catcher. And a guy that's obviously a lot of high expectations. I think he's our highest ranked freshman coming in, but he's done a terrific job behind the plate offensively, and he's one of those guys that's going to have a great career here.
So team morale's up right now. Did you have? I don't know if you and the coaching staff. You're hands off here. You let the guys take over.
And that's really true.
Okay. So I don't know. Do you guys have any not prop bets, but some conversation behind closed doors of who you think's got the advantage here? Or?
We haven't, and usually the conversations after the draft of this over the years is the dumb picks. Why did this guy pick this guy so early or over this player? And were they at the same fall scrimmages we were at? Like who's doing their evaluating? But I thought Mitch, and X both did a great job in the draft. It's subjective, right? Are you going to pick a pitcher? Are you going to pick an infielder? Are you going to do this? You're going to do that? But I thought it was pretty evenly stacked, position player wise, pitcher wise. I thought they did a great job. And so, you asked about how this came about. We talked about it early on as an assistant, but one of the things that we've always done that makes it, I think, a little different is we don't have the coaches, making the lineups. We don't have the coaches picking the teams. This is player driven, and it gives them a chance, I think, an opportunity to kind of, take some ownership.
Yeah.
I think it adds a little something at the end of the fall where, you kind of sometimes get to that point after 6 or 7 weeks where, maybe it gets a little stale, and, now it's, they're a little more on the line because, they're calling the shots. And so, Mitch and X made their lineups. They picked the teams on their own. They make the lineups. They make the pitching rotations. They'll make the pitching changes. They'll do all of that on their own.
Absolutely.
That's a good slider right there.
That is a perfect slider. So in between innings, but let's stay here. We've got you for a whole inning.
And
I want to go back. There are
no
rules.
Commercial breaks?
No. Well, there are commercial breaks, but at some point
we got to get some sponsors.
We do have to get some sponsors.
Yeah,
actually, do you want me to read this season ticket promo?
Yeah,
I
why
feel like
not?
The Rebels.
Ole Miss Athletics is a sponsor.
The Ole Miss Athletics is the sponsor. But Rebel fans, season tickets are on sale now, so secure your seat for the 2024 season. Help pack Swayze. Head to OleMissTix.com or call 662-915-7167. It's 662-915-7167. It's OleMissTix.com. See at Swayze Field this season. So now this isn't just a free-for-all either. I mean, there are rules to this too, right?
Sure.
Pitchers can only see a couple of innings. Everyone has to bat, right? So explain some of the rules in the background to
a little different. And one is, we only play one game. Some people play best of 3, best of 5.
Okay.
Why we get to this point, we think it's a lot more fun just to put it on the line one night versus there might be a team that's up 1-0, and once they get a lead, then it gets a little stale. So what we've learned, this format's worked for us. We play 10 innings, just more opportunities to get more pitchers in. The only negative is there's going to be some pitchers surely that don't get in tonight, and that's the only negative. But we've had a long fall, and everybody's gotten their innings in that we need to see. Number 2, as you mentioned, the pitchers, and it doesn't necessarily mean the starting pitchers, no pitcher can throw more than 2 innings, and only 3 guys can throw over 1.
Okay.
So like if Saunier throws 2 and the next pitcher throws 2 and the next pitcher throws 2, we're at the 6th inning mark. Everybody after that can only throw 1 inning.
Okay.
And now if Saunier goes out in the 2nd inning and throws to a hitter and doesn't get out of it, he counts as one of those guys that threw over 1.
Okay.
And so they have enough pitchers. They got over 10 pitchers, so everybody could throw an inning. So there's a little I don't know, gamesmanship, but decision making by the coaches. One rotation are you going to move? When you're going to pull a guy?
Okay.
Position player wise, they each have a couple extra position players. Everybody has to get an at bat, or it's an automatic forfeit.
Okay.
And so if you go, hey, I don't want to start that guy, somehow you got to get him into the game.
Okay.
Or you can start him and take him out. But it's real baseball rules. It's not, you can't re-enter.
Okay.
The only thing that we did different, if you're a dual guy, like Morris or like Mendez, if you're playing a position like Mendez, I believe is starting out in right field.
Okay. Yeah.
We won't. He can come in and pitch, and they don't burn DH. So he can come in at any time and pitch, because we thought that wasn't fair for them to have to only leave him as a DH or lose a position.
And that was my follow-up question. I'm glad you said that. The guys that do play 2 ways, because now that's I don't want to say it's getting more common per se.
Right.
The 2-way guys. So.
So we got 3 in this game. You got Hudson Maddox,
Okay.
you got Mason Morris, and you got Wes Mendez. And so all of those guys could find themselves on the mound, or they could find themselves, at a position. And I think I think they're all in the field to begin with. I think Morris was playing first base the last inning for blue team. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Hudson Maddox is DHing for one of the teams.
How about that? Dribbler off the bat of Groff.
Nice play by Luke.
Oh, that's a good play. I mean, that's what you brought him to the sit for, right?
Yeah.
That's shortstop.
Well, that's it. Yeah, and you can tell, not an easy play, but he made it look real easy. Just good jump on the ball, good quickness, and, he's got a really, really good arm.
So a lot of the talk in the conversation this year, I want to get to Grayson Saunier here right now. A lot of the talk in the offseason is how he's improved. And, he had to be thrown in the fire last year. And, he had some rough moments, had some very good moments too.
Okay.
But is he the, in terms of experience, oldest sophomore you've had at this point?
And I don't know. I mean, not just Saunier, but, let's not forget Quinn.
Yeah, JT and Sam Koyen.
And Sam as well, Takoyan. Those guys. And I've said it, and it sounds like excuses, but it's really true. That's not how you draw it up. All 3 of those freshmen pitched, high leverage innings for us as either starters or relievers last year. And in a perfect world, that's not how you design it, And it's not that the freshmen can't start and that they can't impact. But when you go back and look at the freshmen that really starred here, that's out of here.
Oh, that's a bomb. Wow.
Randall. Little guy got a little pop.
Yeah, he got a little pop.
Yeah, it's a good swing.
It's a tie game, 1-1.
Yeah, that's it. And that's off, looked like a hanging slider. Yeah, big swing by the freshman shortstop.
So he was the one who was originally committed to Texas and flipped.
Yeah, it's funny, right before the dugout, right before the game in the dugout, I was making sure that they understood, hey, if you don't win, you realize you guys have to run.
Oh.
And I asked Randall just to make sure, because I wasn't sure if I was clear with that. And this is not a joke. I was just making sure. And he looked at me and he said, hey, we're not going to lose. I said, that's not what I'm asking. I know you're being confident. He goes, we're not going to lose.
We're not going to lose.
And so we move on. But, big swing. But you were mentioning about Saunier and the freshman. One of the things that people forget about is, the guys in the past. If you look at the freshmen that pitched here and had, tremendous success, guys like Hunter Elliott, guys like Doug Nikhazy, even back in the day from Lance Lynn to Drew Pomerantz, whatever freshman, that was a freshman All-American or had terrific years, it's hard to remember a guy that started off as a weekend starter.
Yeah.
And most of those guys, started off, and not because of design, it's because it's hard. They started off in the bullpen. Maybe they got Ryan Rollison was in the bullpen. Then he was a midweek starter. Same with Doug Nikhazy. And eventually, because they were so good and pitched so well their freshman year, they eventually moved to the starting rotation. That's rare for a freshman, but all those guys I mentioned started in the bullpen, and they moved up because they pitched so well. These guys pitched well in the fall, but there was nobody in front of them, so they had to pitch on the weekend. And then once Doug went down and Mallitz went down, again, a staff that was kind of thin with veterans got really thin in a hurry.
But you got to give credit to them for stepping up.
No
right?
doubt, no doubt. And, and everybody wants to play. Every freshman wants to, be out there and compete. And it's a tough league. It's a tough league to do as a freshman. But, Saunier, Quinn, Tookoian, they never complained. Even in the very, very tough times when not only were they not having success, but the team wasn't having success. They never pointed fingers. They always took the ball and went out and gave us their very best effort. And you're right, there was some good times. And if you look at the beginning of the season, we kind of navigated through that, right? The first four weeks, even with the injury to Elliott and Mallitz. But once we got to SEC play, when it got turned up another notch, we weren't strong enough on the mound. But they've worked super hard. You can look at Grayson now. He looks like he's gained over 20 pounds since his freshman year. Same
Really?
with Quinn. They look different when they run out on the mound.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see the bulk. I don't know if those at home can maybe tell, but I mean, you can see he has put on good weight.
Yeah.
But he's facing a guy at the plate right now in Ethan Leger. I've read, so Ethan Groff and Leger both had pro contracts, but they decided to come back.
Right.
As a coach, I hate to say, how do you feel about that? But how do you feel about that? Because they wanted to come back and be coached by you and the staff and play in front of the fans.
Let's not forget Rivas as well.
And Rivas as well.
So yeah, we had three juniors, 3 underclassmen that had an opportunity to leave, but chose to stay and chose to come back. And it's one thing when you have a good year and you think, hey, we've done all we could, we won a national championship, or we had 3 pretty good years. You're talking about some new guys. They came in and it wasn't what they bargained. All 3 guys that last year was, and it wasn't what they were coming in after a national championship, and they had tough years, and they could have ran. They could have went to the signed a professional baseball contract. All 3 come back, and so I give you an example of Bench. Kevin Graham and Tim Elko all could have signed in 2021 and not returned their senior year, but they all came back. And that experience means something. And not just in talent level, that's for sure. Everybody understands that. But it's sometimes when you go through that adversity and that turmoil, those tough times, because it's a long season, 56 games. So there's going to be times where you struggle. In those tough times, you need some leadership. You need some older guys, to keep you going. And when I look back at the 2022 team, that was the biggest difference. The biggest difference wasn't necessarily, hey, don't get me wrong, the 20-plus home runs from Elko were big. But the biggest thing is how consistent those older guys were, and when things weren't going well for us, they were so consistent in the way they showed up, the way they competed every single day, and eventually, we kind of flipped it. We flipped that switch and became the team that we were at the very beginning of the year.
Both Leger and Groff, they were new guys last year. They were different leaders last year. Now you're calling upon them, I would assume, to be the leaders too. This is maybe more of a question for them, but you as a head coach, I want to get your perspective. How different is it, I guess, to lead just in your second year? Is it weird a little bit too, you think?
I don't think necessarily weird. I think it's really tough. Got him.
Good pick.
Another nice play by Smithwick.
Yeah, he's shown out early so far in this Pizza Bowl.
Yeah. They, I think it's almost the opposite, Jake. I think it's hard your first year, regardless of how old you are.
Okay.
I think it's hard when you step into a program. They're the defending national champions. I'm the new guy. And you still remember you had Gonzalez, you had Kemp Alderman, you had Calvin Harris, you had John Kramer, you had other guys that played in the World Series. And now you're coming in. And so there's not only that pressure on you. It's a big, big
big
play.
help.
So yeah, after a home run, then you got a guy at first base, and then you get a throw out caught stealing and pop up. So good job for Sonya getting off the field there. But yeah, it's tough.
Yeah,
Good.
I was gonna say you can go ahead and finish your point. I know you got to run and watch these guys, but 1-1 score. Your thoughts after inning number 1? Like you said,
Just
home run
exciting now. Yeah, it's we sit here and we enjoy it. We enjoy watching them compete. We've been watching them for 6-7 weeks. Like I said, the hope is that this is a competitive game, that you get to the end and they can enjoy it, they can have fun, but they can compete as well, and that's what it's all about.
Coach, thanks so much for your time. We really appreciate it.
Thanks, Jake.
Enjoy the Pizza Bowl.
We will.
Appreciate it. Thank you. We will take a quick break. We have Carl Lafferty and Mike Clement coming as well, but stick with us. We'll be right back.
Yeah, we're on YouTube right now.
No volume right now. Trust me, you're good. You can hear me okay? All right, awesome. Well, Carl Lafferty, thanks so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. I actually want to know, and I asked Mike Bianco this too, about your guys' sleep schedule, putting together this roster. I feel like, my gosh, through all the stuff with the transfer portal, you guys had to go through it and arranging visits and making sure transfers would fit with this team and your culture and things. But were you able to sleep at all? Have you been able to at all?
Not much. It was an interesting summer for Clem and I because the dynamic of recruiting has changed in college baseball.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at what's happening with the transfer portal, with some new legislation that passed last April that restricts our communication with younger high school kids, it shifted. You found yourself watching a few more collegiate league summer games. And of course, we felt like we did a really good job in the portal with the kids that you see on the field right now. So we're excited about it. I mean, I still think good high school players and junior college players are going to be key, and as they always have been. But it just adds a new dynamic.
Mm-hmm. Tied up at 1 in the Pizza Bowl 2023. We've had some good action so far in this first inning. We appreciate you joining us, and also. Coach, among all the newcomers, who are some that you're excited for the most?
Well, I mean, when you talk about the position players, they stick out because they've had some terrific falls. Obviously, Jackson Ross has been really, really dynamic. He's had a great fall offensively. He's stolen bases. He's played a ton of different positions. He hit the ground running. I mean, he's a fifth-year senior. An older guy, but just very mature approach to, how he goes about his business day in and day out. And he's been outstanding. Luke Hill's been really good at shortstop. A kid that has come and swung the bat really well. Defensively has been great. And I think you mentioned culture. The thing that I feel good about is all these kids, all the portal kids, the really talented high school kids we got in. Even the junior college guys, they seem to have meshed well. And, I mean, I give a lot of credit to Coach B. He does, a terrific job. Like I get to, you get the question, a lot, working for Mike as long as I have.
Mm-hmm.
What's he good at? And the answer is that he's good at a lot. But, I mean, that's how you have the success that he's had. But, he's really good at putting the team together. He is really good at coaching the team dynamic, the team aspect of it, trying to build that culture. I mean, that's one of his strengths. And certainly it's been a focus this fall, and these guys have responded well.
How do you think Xavier Rivas has looked so far? I know it's still early, but big strikeout for him for out number 1 in this second inning.
Yeah, and we've challenged X. The one thing that he's done tonight that he done really well, he's thrown some really good change-ups.
Okay.
That's been a pitch that he's developed this fall because everybody knew he had a great slider last year. and especially to those, right-handed hitters, he has a swing and miss changeup. It's been terrific, and he's commanding the fastball better tonight. Knock on wood. That's been something that, I thought was good at the beginning of the fall. Toward the middle, toward the end, he probably struggled with his fastball command. But it's been, pretty solid. Like you just saw that strikeout, of the last hitter. But he's certainly a big piece for us moving forward, and the development of that changeup's been big for him.
Did I read he added a pitch as well? Is that correct?
That's the changeup.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Got it. He was mainly fastball slider. The changeup was a distant third pitch, but now it's a real pitch.
Gotcha.
He is. Ooh, good pitch.
And one thing too in working, I know last year we had a couple conversations as well about the umpires and the strike zone and everything. How are you all working through that this year and making sure that you're hitting your spots and hitters too in their approach, and sometimes changing that as well?
No, we've changed the way we practice a little bit.
Okay.
I think it's been good. Like you see Furnace, have a couple of really good takes, and if you pull the TrackMan data, or you were looking at a dashboard, you'd see that those pitches are very close but just off. But one thing that we did is, everybody's used to watching professional baseball and seeing the box on the screen, and that was a hot topic during the World Series, and the one umpire that I think had like a perfect night. We actually put the TrackMan zone on our scoreboard.
Oh, really?
And so during inter-squads, it was direct feedback. There was no arguments about balls and strikes, but I think it was beneficial for the hitters as well, because they learned, like, in real time, like, hey, I had that a couple inches off. No, it was actually in the box. Or, hey, I had that a couple inches off, or a ball off, 2 balls off, and hey, it really was. So it's been good, and it forces pitchers. Pitchers think that every close pitch is a strike, so it gets a little less subjective when you have that up there. But that was a changeup right there.
Okay.
But it gets a little less subjective when it's happening in real time and it's measured. So I think that's been good for both sides of the ball for us.
It's a little humbling to see it.
Yeah. It's good. It's good feedback. But
is that the changeup again? That was pretty nasty stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think he struck out. He struck out Luke Hill in the first inning with the changeup, and Luke's a super talented hitter. Obviously, just struck out Hudson Maddox. Rivas for us has all the tools, all the stuff to be a really good frontline starter. I think the fastball command cleaning up is huge for that, and staying in control of counts. And when he does that, like, you can see that it's swing and miss stuff.
Absolutely. So I talked to Coach Bianco too a lot about Grayson Saunier. We talked a lot about Rivas, but some other guys too. I think Mitch Morrell, Mason Nichols, some of these other returners. Who in your mind has had some really good progress coming into I guess this fall?
JT Quinn has been terrific. He's a guy that I think's thrown the ball really well this fall. Seems to have made a step forward. But even the guys you mentioned, like, Mitch was a little banged up and just kind of got back going in the last week or two. Nichols has had a really good fall, been really solid, just like he always is. Tukoyan is a guy that was a little banged up, but, has had an inter-squad outing last weekend and showed really, really good stuff, was all over the zone. And if I'm being honest, part of the excitement is being down here and hopefully getting to see him throw.
Yeah.
Because that's the one thing we were discussing with players in the dugout. Like, as coaches, usually when we're watching, we're always evaluating and critiquing, but now it's not like we're going over to coach them on anything specific. We're just kind of, sitting back and watching them play and watching them compete, because it's there's a lot of locker room trash talk that comes into play here. So it's fun to watch these guys compete.
I do want to go back to recruiting, and especially now with the transfer portal and the way things have changed. Has it changed the way you all will do things in the future as well, or is this just a unique year because of, Kemp Alderman goes to the draft, Jacob Gonzalez goes to the draft, a couple of incoming freshmen also sign and go to the draft?
Yep.
Is this going to be the new way, I guess, of doing things, or is this just a unique situation?
Well, I think there's a big piece to this, and when people talk about the portal and talk about NIL, it's such a rapidly changing landscape. So my point is, you may see a shift, and there could be things that come into play that shift the dynamic of it, in 6 months. And I think that's probably the way, if you cut me open and being very transparent, I probably feel like there's been more change in that part of my job in the last 12 to 16 months than in the last 10 years.
Gotcha.
And so it's something that we're constantly evaluating. There's no question that a little smack talk right there.
Yeah, there you go.
There's no question that it's. I think that obviously the portal's here to stay. It's a huge resource. Certainly, it was big for us this year. I think it's going to continue to be big for us. But I don't think that's going to take away from the recruiting really good high-end high school talent, the junior college players, so forth. It's hard to really know because we don't have a lot of track record with it right now.
Yeah.
So it will continue to be a big influence, but we just got to kind of see how the next 6 months go.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think Mike Clements, yeah, he's giving me the eye. I think he's ready to come on over here. So
I'll just say this.
Yeah.
The one thing about Clem, he's really, really impatient. At times, very difficult to work with. Like
Okay.
You feel like you got to hold his hand. You got to give him a hug. Now, the one thing he is terrific about, he is passionate about teaching the home run.
Okay.
He loves doing that.
Okay.
But he can be childlike sometimes.
Okay.
So,
Does he have any hot takes or anything that we should bring up? That you think that
I don't.
hot?
No, I don't. He's training for a marathon,
Okay.
which I think is super impressive. He ran 10 miles this morning.
Wow.
Because we have our 2024s on campus, which we're excited about, and we've got a big day with them tomorrow. So he didn't want to have his long run for the week. But he's even dramatic about that. It's all look at me. I'm so tough I can run a marathon. So. You can visit with him, about that, but he'll probably complain about how tired his legs are.
Okay. Well, that's the first thing we'll talk about then.
Awesome.
Thanks so much, Coach.
Really
Really
enjoyed
appreciate your time. Thank you so much. And of course, as Carl Lafferty said, the impatient Mike Clements on his way over here as well. But here you go, Coach. You can put that on, and as soon as you can hear me. So
what's up, Jake?
So marathon, I heard, huh? 10-mile run this morning.
I did.
Yeah.
I did. It's for anyone. I don't know how many people are listening to us, but for anyone that is thinking about running a marathon, don't do it.
Don't do it.
The
Okay.
training is awful.
Is it? I would imagine. I mean, 10-mile run just sounds awful. No, I mean, I commend you for doing it. But
So I'm running
Lord.
it. I'm running it in December.
Okay.
And the training is by far the worst part. This is supposed to be recovery week, and so my long run is 10 miles.
You recover with a 10-mile run. Okay.
Not fun.
Not Scores 1-1 in the Pizza Bowl. We've seen a home run so far and a sack fly as well. So we're tied right now. Your thoughts on the Pizza Bowl so far? I mean, I know we're only in the second inning, bottom of the second, but it's been fun.
Yeah, certainly a fun way to end the fall. It is every year. One of the more enjoyable times just because us as coaches just kind of back off and let them enjoy it and have fun and play themselves. But Randall got into that ball, hit it a long way, and he's been one of the surprises of the fall for us. Not that we didn't like him, but a freshman guy that has proven he deserves at bats in the spring for sure. So that was good to see.
So in terms of the pizza, does the team pick where the pizza comes from, or is that a coaching decision? I know you guys are hands off here, but it's an important question because pizza's important.
Certainly. The way I understand it is our operations guys decide where the pizza comes from. I think some of it is determined on time of evening and how quickly they can get the pizza, and can it still be hot when it gets here. So, but yeah, it's a good prize. All college kids like pizza, right?
Yeah, I mean, everybody goes, they flock for free pizza.
Absolutely.
But, I mean, for as much pizza as you can eat, I think that's key motivation, I think, without a doubt.
No question.
And I don't know if, speaking of diet, if I can bring up diet, I mean, these guys just don't eat pizza on the regular all the time, do they? Or maybe they do.
I think with most of them, it's hard to keep calories in them.
Okay.
I don't have the issue with eating enough and losing weight and all of that. It's funny how college athletes they shed the weight, just because of the time demands that we have of them. So I think a fair amount of them probably eat a good amount of pizza.
So let's talk this fall in the offense.
Yeah.
How do you feel like you've been swinging the bats this fall?
We had a good fall offensively. I'm really proud of where we're at, and obviously a ton of new faces on the offensive side of things, and some key returners mixed in there too. But really, the majority of our guys are newcomers, Jake, and the transfer portal was key for us. Those four guys, from an offensive standpoint, are going to be in our everyday lineup. They all four had good falls and have made a huge impact both on and off the field in our clubhouse.
we've talked Luke Hill and Jackson Ross so far. Andrew Fisher a little bit, but Trayson Hughes, I know he's been having a good fall. What do you like from him? I know he was in terms of the Southern Conference, he had a fantastic year at Mercer.
Yeah, it was great in the SoCon at Mercer, and was our first pickup out of the portal. He went in fairly early, and we were able to get him. And left-handed hitter, I think probably can play center field, but I think with the makeup of our personnel, probably plays right field for us. Can really throw. And can do a little bit of everything offensively. He has good feel to hit the ball to all fields and has some power too. So he's certainly a good one. Started out slow in the fall, but has really come on really the last 3 quarters of the fall.
What is it with the Southern Conference and guys transferring from the SoCon to the SEC and having great years?
Yeah, I don't know exactly what it is, but we haven't had one yet, so we decided to dip our toe in that water. So yeah, it's funny. Some of the biggest impact portal guys in the last 3 years in our league have come from that conference, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's they're from the SEC footprint, and so they've obviously wanted to come to one of these schools. And play a ton of SEC teams in the midweek, and so I don't think probably intimidated coming in here and feel like they're in a good spot from an ability standpoint. But yeah, they've had a huge impact throughout our league.
When you're contacting a guy in the transfer portal, I know sometimes when you try to text or email or DM a 19 to 22-year-old, maybe even 23-year-old, they're hard to contact. But how do you know or make sure that they're a good fit here, and you're not just bringing in someone who's all about themselves?
Yeah,
they're a team player.
Frankly, it's the hardest part.
Is it?
Just because, I think you, my wife, anybody could probably watch some video of guys or go to a college summer league and watch a player on the field and know that he's a good player. That's the easy part. But the real homework for Laugh and Cleary and I is, trying to figure out what kind of kid he is, what kind of teammate he is. I think the stigma early on of the transfer portal was, well, what's wrong with the guy? Why is he leaving where he's at? He's a good player. Why is he leaving? Is he a bad teammate? Those kind of things. But I think now that it's been normalized, I don't think it's that as much.
Okay.
But we really got to do our homework, and we frankly try to call the place that he came from and ask them about him. And sometimes they're jaded a little bit because typically if they're coming to Ole Miss, the place they came from, they don't want to lose them. And so, but we try to, from all avenues, whether it be people in professional baseball, agent advisors, the baseball community is a pretty small community, and so usually we can find out some pretty good information from a makeup standpoint of those guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's the wild, wild west, isn't it? The transfer portal. I mean, I feel like you're at points the highest of highs, the lowest of lows. How did you deal with the emotions sometimes and to not overreact?
Yeah, it's hard that way because with the structure of our program and Coach having been here for 23 years and really kind of doing the recruiting aspect of that one way. We want to be thorough. We want to bring families in on a visit. We want them to be able to sit down face-to-face with us and understand our program. And that really kind of gets thrown out the window in the portal era because typically with the guys that we're going after, they have offers from other schools in our league, and you want to get them in quick, and you don't want to let them leave. You want them to say yes when they're here, and so that component of it, you said wild, wild west, and I think that's pretty accurate. Especially from what we were used to, and so unfortunately, because the way our season ended last year. But fortunately, from the portal standpoint, we got a head start on it, and we were able to make some hay while some other teams were playing, and I think that's reflected in the portal class that we got. We needed that too, just because we were so old, win or lose last year, especially offensively. We knew that we were going to have to be active in the portal from an offensive standpoint, just because you lose Kemp and you lose Gonzo and you lose Calvin and you lose some important pieces. So we knew we'd have to be active. And get some college at-bats into our lineup, and we were able to do that. We were fortunate.
I asked Laugh this question. I'm going to ask you, too. I'm curious of your perspective. He said, still going out and getting JUCO guys and high school guys, it's still important. But, with the way the portal is this year just a unique situation with so many portal guys, or is this kind of not the new norm, but it might lean that way?
Yeah, I think the foundation of our program still has to be developing high school players and getting the good high school players in here. I think that we will never not be in the portal. I think it's here to stay, and I think we will always be active in it. To say that we will take 7 guys a year, we had really the first year of it. I think we had a couple, and then we had a couple more last year with Groff and Leger and Rivas. But I think it was 7 total in the previous 2 years, and then 7 this year. So I don't know that it'll be that big. It just depends on our personnel and the holes that we need to fill, so to say, and just kind of where we're at. But I don't know that it'll be that big every year. But we're certainly going to be active in it every year.
You know, Campbell Smithwick behind the dish. I mean, he sacked 5 every. He's caught 2 guys stealing. I mean, what are your thoughts on him?
He's special.
Yeah.
He's special. I think of the guys that made it to campus, he was the most, quote, famous guy in our recruiting class from a high school standpoint. And he has been, I don't even know if I would say as advertised. He's been better than advertised. He's super mature, comes from a great family. Obviously, he's been committed to us for a long time, and the family moved to Oxford for his last couple of years of high school, which was huge. And, you know, he pulled his name out of the draft prior to the draft starting, but didn't want to make a big deal of it, didn't put it out on social media and all of that stuff. He's just a guy that academics were really important to him, and coming to Ole Miss was really important to him. You know, we talked to guys about, you know, there's 2 avenues to go to the big leagues, and one of them is to go pro ball out of high school and take that route, and the other one is still get to the big leagues, but to come to college first. And obviously that's the route we prefer, and fortunately for us, the Smithwicks and Campbell in particular preferred that route too.
Clem, thanks so much for joining us.
All right,
we really
Jake,
appreciate
great
it.
to talk to
Thank you. Yeah, for you as well. You as well. We have Mitch Morrell coming up next, one of the captains of the Pizza Bowl, and curious about strategy in drafting, and someone who's been around so many Pizza Bowls. Here you go, Mitch. Appreciate you, man. Thanks so much for joining us. I am very curious, in particular, about draft strategy. Obviously, you've had some captains previously go through this process before, but in terms of drafting, what were some things coming into this? And you see these guys every day, you're friends with them, but what was your draft strategy?
Well, my strategy to start off with was if I got the #1 pick, I was definitely going Campbell Smithwick at catcher.
Okay.
I know how important it is to have a really good catcher in this game, somebody that can call pitches, because that's not really something you want to worry about in this game. So having somebody that can call them is a really big plus, and he can swing it really well too.
Okay.
So that's a big plus.
And he's a freshman too.
And he's a freshman, and he handles himself like he's a junior or senior. So,
Really?
Yeah, it's a big advantage to have.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
So you will definitely come in at some point and
Right.
pitch. Okay, so how are you handling your pitchers? I see you have Gunnar Dennis out here right now. Or
No, we're hitting
no?
right now.
Oh, you're hitting. Oh, duh. You're red team.
Right.
I get mixed up. So how are you handling your pitchers, though? I mean, you'll
So-
come in at some point.
Right. I'm planning to come in later in the game. There goes Kramer. But Grayson Saunier, decided to start Saunier. He was a weekend starter for us last year. Felt like he gave us the best chance to start off clean. Made some really good pitches, got us off the field. Ran into a barrel with Braden Randall, who's a really good hitter. Made a good pitch. He just put a barrel on it. So gave us a great start. Planning on bringing in Riley Maddox after him
Okay.
to handle the third and go from there.
You know, Riley Maddox, a guy that came back from Tommy John last year.
Right.
What does he bring to your team in relieving Saunier? Why him right after Saunier?
I think he gives us the best chance to win, the best chance to put zeros up early in the game, keep the other offense on their toes.
Okay.
He's a really sinker guy, sinker slider guy, change up, gets a lot of ground balls, weak contact. So I feel like bringing him in this early is a really good start for us.
Yeah, I feel like this kind of prepares you all in case you want to be in, a future Mike Bianco, Mike Clement and Carl Lafferty, right? I mean, is this fun? Do you find this fun, being in control?
Oh, I love it. I think it's a really fun game. The guys have all bought in, and we're all having a really good time.
So you mentioned the guys have all bought in. I mean, it's pizza at the end of the day, but
Right.
it's bragging rights as well.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody enjoys a good competition, but why is this so fun? Why do you guys like to buy into this?
After a long, grueling fall, everybody's working hard. It's nice to have still a competitive but really fun game at the end to just wrap it all up. Heading into the Omaha Challenge, it's just really fun to end up.
And that's grueling, isn't it, the Omaha Challenge?
It is. It's also kind of similar in the way that it's super competitive, but it does have its perks. It does get fun, regardless of how grueling it is. But, yeah, we have a good time with that, too.
So when you win, I'm not saying if you win because I want to be confident in you and your team. How much pizza are you going to eat?
That's yet to be determined.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, we don't plan on running, so it depends on how much they give us.
Yeah. How do you think your fall went? I know. Just go with that. How do you think your fall went?
I wouldn't say it went exactly how I wanted it to.
Okay.
I had a decent start. Got a little banged up towards the middle of it, and came back the last couple of weeks and have worked on some things that I've been meaning to work on, and we're getting there. So.
What are some things you've emphasized that you need to work on?
Adding more pitches.
Okay.
I was a slider heavy guy last year, and talked to Coach B earlier on in the fall, and one of the things he really wanted me to work on was making my fastball a better pitch, and also adding a changeup. So.
Okay. And last year for you, I know career most appearances, and in terms of injuries, I mean, it was pretty brutal for the pitching staff.
Right.
Did you like being more involved, though? And I know Sonia and JT Quinn, they were also thrown out in the fire as well as you. Don't really know where I'm going with that question. Sorry. But, I mean, it was tough for you guys, right, to be thrown in the fire like that?
No doubt. Last year definitely didn't go the way we wanted it to, but, I mean, you get the experience, you get the innings, especially with the new guys last year. We got a chance to get JT and Sonia a lot of innings leading into this year. And I feel like we're in a really good spot this year for young guys to be veterans, basically, after having so many innings their freshman year.
Do you feel like you need to be a leader as well in this clubhouse?
Absolutely. I think we needed that. Well, we had some of that last year, but I definitely feel like that was more of an emphasis this year. A lot of guys stepping up this year that didn't last year, and it's been more of an emphasis throughout the clubhouse, and more guys have definitely stepped up, and it's going the right direction.
So we're talking to your competition next, Xavier Rivas. Do you have a funny story about this guy coming up, or anything in particular we need to talk to him about?
No, but just don't put a hamburger in front of his face because he's a vegetarian.
Okay. I think he liked that one. He liked that one. Mitch, thanks so much, man. We really appreciate you joining us.
No doubt.
Hopefully you win. Hopefully you're eating pizza after this.
Oh, yeah. I think we will.
Okay.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate you, of course. Thanks so much, Mitch Morrell, one of the captains for the Pizza Bowl in 2023. Xavier Rivas, come on in. We welcome to the camera well. One of our captains coming in. So right now the Pizza Bowl, we're tied up at 1. We're going into the bottom half of the third inning. So you haven't put your – that looks good. What is that? What do you got in the cup there?
It's a mix of cherry juice and collagen.
Cherry juice and what?
Collagen.
What's the
makes the ligaments healthy.
Interesting.
I think helps with even fingernail and hair health. I don't know, a lot of good benefits there.
Yeah, because we all need good fingernail
and hair is really important.
Well, especially yours. I feel like, do you have the best hair on the team?
It's not even close, really, but I think Hunter's is pretty good too.
Hunter Elliott's?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I'd say it's between you two. I wish we could take a poll for the people back at home who's got the better hair.
Yeah,
but
I got the curl on it, though.
You do?
I get the curl better.
Yeah,
so.
I do agree. Well, hey, thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate it. I asked Mitch about his draft strategy, and I'm curious to know yours as well. This is your second Pizza Bowl, but first time being captain.
Yep.
So what was your strategy in picking your team?
So I wanted JT early. I thought that was a big thing to get some pitching depth and dominate. He's going to be coming in here in the 5th inning, and I want him to get the 5th and 6th. And I was just thinking, then I was also able to get Gunner. He's been great all fall and just fills the strike zone. Okay. So I was thinking with myself and those two, we can get through the first 6 innings pretty unscathed. And have a really good start to the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I love you calling your number to start.
Yeah,
I love that. That is a confident, self confident move.
Yeah, it can definitely be looked down upon. It's worse than the dad starts his son on the mound. It's even worse when the son starts himself on the mound. Which is kind of what I did. But I thought, first, I think that gives us a great chance to win, first off. And I thought, I believe myself. But second off, it allows me to pitch the first 2 innings and then be able to coach my team the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Which makes it a lot easier instead of in the 3rd inning, I'm running down there to warm up and stuff, and I can't really help the team. But this way I can just get my 2 done with, and then now I can coach for the rest of the game.
So do the coaches, does this put you now in a position where in the spring, if the coaches can't decide something, you just say, hey, coach, I coached my team to a Pizza Bowl win. I think I could have some say here?
I'm hoping that's how it works, but I'm not sure.
Is coaching in your future, do you think, at some point? I know you want to go to the pros.
I want to play this game as long as possible, but when my playing days are done, I think coaching is something that I would really enjoy, because just the game itself, whether I'm playing it or not, is something that I want to have as a part of my life for a long time.
Both Mike Bianco and Coach Laff told us, talked a lot about your changeup and some of the off-season improvements that you've made. But again, I want to hear it from you too.
Yeah.
How much work went into that pitch this off-season?
Yeah. So, and I threw it a lot today, actually.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it looked great. You struck out 2 batters.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so yeah, this offseason, it was the summertime. I went out to San Diego. That's where one of my pitching coaches is, and he's really awesome. And we were just in a bullpen. We were like, all right, I got to figure this out, because I used to throw a changeup early on in my college career, and then I just started throwing a slider a lot, and I kind of became more supination dominant, and I was really having a hard time pronating and getting around a circle change, or like most people throw. And so I was like, let's just try something else. And so he showed me a grip, and I just instantly clicked, and I was like, all right, this is perfect. I just throw it like a fastball. I don't have to think about anything else.
Interesting.
And so I started with one grip, actually switched it to now it's a 4-seam. I'm on the 4-seam, so it looks like a 4-seam to hitters.
Okay.
And yeah, it's like it really kind of clicked really quickly. Like I had been working on, everybody works on a changeup. If you ask Coach B, everybody's distant third pitch is a changeup. Everybody wants to throw one, but it is really hard for a lot of guys. But it was really nice. This pitch, it came out of the hand low, and I've had feel for it. Now I've gotten confidence with it in the game, which is huge, and I'm really excited to see what it does for me in the spring.
I found it really cool because I talked to Mike Bianco a little bit about you going out to San Diego to see a pitching coach and that working relationship. What's it mean that your college coaches and your pitching coach and you can all work together simultaneously to make your game better?
No, it's huge. Especially nowadays with how advanced a lot of places are, and how much players just want to get better. I think COVID was a big part of it when everybody got sent home and people started going out and places like Tread and Driveline and all these things are jumping up. And I think it's huge because you can't always be here. And if I'm going in the off season, I think it's great that they allow it and they kind of grab onto it and they embrace it instead of kind of challenging it and be like, no, you need to listen to only me. And I think it's huge to be able to, as a pitcher, I can grab knowledge from so many different coaches and combine it all into one thing instead of being tunnel vision and only listening to one person. I think it's really important.
I read an article and I loved some of your quotes in it recently, and talking about being the guy this year and you in the pressure that being a Friday night guy or even a Saturday or Sunday guy is. And you said I want that, like I welcome it.
Yeah.
And then where does this confidence come from? Where does this swagger come from? You think?
Yeah. I think it's something that I always had kind of growing up. And I think one thing I always attribute a lot of my personality traits like that, embracing like that big moment, was 2 things. One, wrestling. Wrestling is the biggest thing. Everybody's watching you, and it's you against another dude, and there's nothing. You can't ask mommy or daddy for help. Like, you can't. Your coaches can't save you. Your teammates can't save you. Like, you're in a one-on-one battle. And that's what pitching is. That's what every single at-bat is.
This is coming towards
us. I
us.
think I have to get out. But it doesn't look like it's going to.
All right, we got it.
So I think that's one thing. And then playing early on, when I was playing, I didn't play the huge travel teams, but like local ones up in Indiana.
Yeah.
And just being put into those big games when I was younger. And I think that's the biggest way. You can't just – I think mental training is a big thing. And I think it's very important. But I think the one way that you can really train loving the big moment is simply pitching in the big moment. It's not something that you can just train without being in it. I mean, you have to be on that big stage. You have to fail on that big stage to be able to have the confidence to go out there every time and trust your stuff.
Can I keep you a little longer?
Yeah,
is that
of
okay?
course.
I know you've got decisions to make and stuff.
Yeah.
It's a 1-1 game right now. We're going to the 4th inning. Just because I love the conversation. And I don't think Kyle Birnbauer has anybody right now scheduled for us anyway.
Yeah, no problem. I got everything working. I got
you
assistant coaches. I got a well-oiled machine.
Okay.
I got my walkie-talkie here.
Okay. So
talks to the bullpen if I need to make any changes. But
honestly, that'd be great content, and just in case you need to talk to anybody. So Gunnar Dennis is on the mound.
Yep.
What do you like from him? He's a new guy, JUCO guy,
yes,
right?
Yes.
What do you like from him? What's he got?
The one thing that just sticks out the most is he just pounds the zone.
Okay.
Over and over again. He is relentless. Hitters cannot get comfortable because it seems like he throws 100% strikes. Like, it really feels like that. And he just pounds the zone over and over again. It's every pitch is a first pitch strike. Every at bat starts 0-1.
Yeah.
And hitters just can't get confident. They can't get an edge against him. And that's the one thing. He throws multiple pitches in the strike zone at all times, and he just commands the ball, and he competes.
Love that. One day we're going to talk about your background in wrestling, because I know it was a big deal in your family and stuff. So cut this short. I know Grayson Saulnier's right now getting ready. So,
yeah, no problem.
hey, good luck. Hopefully you're eating pizza
Thank
at the
you.
end of this.
I hope so.
Appreciate you, Xavier. Thank you so much,
Yep,
man.
no problem.
So top of the fourth inning coming up. It's still a 1-1 ball game between, we just talked to our captains, Rivas and Mitch Morrell. And now we got Grayson Saulnier coming up. He pitched to, these two are enemies. So actually the fist bump was something. I'm kind of surprised, Grayson, there was no extra smack talk between you two right there. Mortal enemies tonight, but teammates by day. You handled that one pretty professionally. I thought for sure there'd be like a little glare or fierce, but
yeah, no, it's
let me put that up just a little bit.
Appreciate
there
it.
you go.
It's all love, after the game or after we stop pitching, it's we're enemies on the mound once we're pitching, but after we're done, we're all good, we're cool, so it works out.
How's your outing tonight?
Oh, I felt fine.
Yeah.
I felt good. Randall hit that home run off of me, and he I was honestly kind of surprised he hit it out. I thought he made a good pitch, so tip my hat to him.
Yeah, absolutely. I know a lot of this year are the newcomers,
right.
and I feel like I know you're just a sophomore, but you're still a veteran, and
right.
Are you being asked to maybe lead a little more or kind of help these new guys transition a little more?
Yeah, of course. I think that's one of the things the coaches asked me to do was to be a leader for the younger guys coming in, even though I'm kind of, I guess young, like you said, only a sophomore, but they asked me to, just kind of put my arm around them and welcome them into the program, and that's what I've tried to do. But we got a great group of guys and a lot of mature freshmen. So
Mike Bianco said you put on 20 pounds in the off season. My
Yeah.
gosh, what was the regiment? How were you able to do this? Because that takes work.
Yeah, no, it does, and eating is kind of hard for me. Like, I'm not always hungry all the time, so I have to force myself. But it really just mom cooking at home, so
Okay.
that helped big time. But I was just trying to eat as much as possible.
What was the favorite meal that your mom made?
Ooh, that's tough.
She a good cook?
Great cook.
Okay.
I'm going to say all of them because I don't want her to see this and be mad at me afterwards. So I'm going to say all of them.
All of them?
Yeah.
There's got to be – okay, then in terms of all of them, that's a good answer. You're a good son. I give you that. But give us like 3. Now I'm curious to know what she's got.
I'll give you one. I don't want to let all of her secrets go.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'll give you one. She makes this, believe it or not, this spaghetti dish. It's not like traditional.
Okay.
A lot of different sauces and cheeses in it, and it's by far my favorite thing that she makes.
Okay.
So, yeah, really good.
One of these days, if she sees this, I'm interested. Just letting you
know. Of course, got to try it.
I know a lot of people watching at home are curious about last year and the way and what you worked on this year to get better and stuff. So how was your off season? What'd you work on and let us know if any tweaks to pitches, grips, things of that nature?
Yeah. For me, I went home this summer. I was coming off a little shoulder issue, so I rehabbed that, and then I was really just focused on getting bigger and stronger, and that's what I did. And once I started throwing again, it was all about just fine-tuning my pitches. With the curveball, coaches sat me down. They were like, "We want that to be a little bit harder, throw it a little harder." So that's what I tried to do, and it's gotten a lot better, over the off season, over the summer. So I've really improved that pitch. But it's really just fine-tuning all my other pitches and, trying to perfect those.
Absolutely. Is there a bit of because last year was your first fall, last year was your first season. What's your comfortability level like coming into this fall? Is it high? Is it maybe around the same? I'm curious.
A lot more comfortable.
Okay.
I think everything was new last year. I think I was just kind of, freshman, just trying to take it all in, soak it all in. I think the game speeds up, a little bit once it's new, new atmosphere and all that. But I think this year, everything feels a lot more slower on the mound. I feel a lot more comfortable out there, and I'm ready to go.
Yeah, absolutely. It seems like the spring is so far away, but it's literally going to be here tomorrow.
I know.
It feels like a little Furnace with a little hit down the line, huh?
Oh no, they called it foul.
Oh, they did call it foul?
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
I think it might have been fair.
It's a 1-1 game right now, top half of the fourth. feel like you guys could have needed that, right? A little dribbler down the line.
We need something here.
Yeah.
Because I think it's going to be a lot of good pitching tonight. I got JT warming up in the pen, and he always throws hard, so he's going to be tough. But I think it's going to be a lot of good pitching tonight, so we need everything we can get for sure.
You mentioned JT. How about what's your relationship like with him? Let's start with that first.
I absolutely love him.
Yeah.
He's one of my roommates.
Okay.
So, yeah, we live together. I've gotten a little bit closer with him this year, and, we as teammates, you try like kind of not to compete against each other just because you're teammates. You want to root for each other, but we love to compete, and I think that's brought the best out of each of us. So, but no, I love him. He's a competitor. He's definitely fun to go to war with. So, yeah, he's gonna be really good.
Like you said, the competition between the two, but you love each other like brothers.
Right.
Does competition bring you closer? Do you think maybe a little bit?
I think so.
Okay.
I think it's good to compete against one another, and but at the end of the day, you're still teammates. But I think it's really good. Yeah, I think it brings us closer, and I think it's just going to help us during the season.
And both of you guys, because of injuries, you were thrown in the fire. You had a lot of innings worked. You guys got a lot of experience. Whether it's good or bad experience is experience. What was it like to go through that at least together? I mean, you guys were roommates. I'm sure you guys were bouncing off. You guys were kind of had therapists with each other, therapy sessions with each other. So what was it like to grow together after last year in the offseason and coming into this year?
Yeah. Last year was rough. There's no denying that. It was a really rough season for the program and for us as freshmen. And, I think we got hit in the mouth a lot. But I think, you can either look at it one or two ways. I think you can either learn from it or you can, quit and give up and whatnot. But I think that's what we've tried to do, me and JT at least, and I think everyone coming back. Is just learn from it. Know that we're better for it because we went through that kind of fire last year and through the a lot of the downs, not many ups. But I think we're better for it this year, and we're going to be a lot more prepared for this year.
I was going to say, and going into this year too, if you find yourself in this situation again, you know how to deal with it, right? Or is there? That's a fly ball to right. Just a little shy. All right, that's out number 3. I'll keep one more question for you. Spring, maybe expectation for yourself. What are you excited about the most, other than going to Hawaii?
Yeah, Hawaii is a big plus for sure. I don't know, man. I'm looking forward to a new start, new season. I think this year is going to be different for us. I think we're going to be pretty good, and I'm just excited to get a chance to go out and compete again. And each game I go out there, I'm just just feel blessed to go out there. So I'm just really excited. So we got a good group.
Yeah, I was going to say a lot of newcomers too.
Right.
A couple names maybe. We've talked a lot about the hitters.
Right.
So your perspective in terms of guys, the hurlers on the mound, who are you excited about watching out there this year?
On the mound?
Yeah.
Well, I think it's safe to say JT's definitely up there.
Okay.
JT, Rivas, Riley looks really good. Newcomers, Gunnar Dennis, he's been spectacular this fall.
Okay.
We have Liam Doyle.
Okay.
Really, really good. Kyler Carmack from Arkansas State. We have some really good arms coming in. So I'm excited about everybody. I think we have a much better pitching staff this year, and it's going to be fun.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate
it.
Hopefully you're eating pizza at the end of this.
I sure hope so.
Yeah.
Last year I won it, and I'm
It's a good
hoping for
feeling.
a taste of pizza again.
Well,
So
me
thank
too.
you.
Me too. Thank you, Grayson Saunier. Really do appreciate his time. Once again, we're tied up at 1 here, and let's go to break really quick. We're going to figure out our guest situation first, but 1-1 tie, 2023 Pizza Bowl. Right back after this. With half our crew. Yeah, he'll be coming next.
Battle two. Battle two.
Right here in the gate. All right, Pizza Bowl 2023. We are back at Swayze Field. 2 outs here gone. Bottom half of the 4th inning. Big 2-run home run by Jackson Ross. And it's a 3-1 Xavier Rivas lead over Mitch Morrell. We're joined by a very special guest, Mr. Jack Doherty. It's
How's it going?
Yeah, good. How about you? You know, I haven't seen you, man. A lot's happened for you personally, professionally as well. What are you doing back? I feel like you should be getting ready for an exciting season of pro baseball, huh?
Yeah, it's the off season right now, so happy to be back in Oxford. I mean, couldn't imagine a better place to be. So, I mean, can't complain too much.
What are you seeing right now? I mean, this is a highly competitive matchup. You've been in plenty of Pizza Bowls, but how's the team look so far?
They look really good. I mean, I'm really impressed by a lot of the new guys, what they're getting into. I mean, Coach B and Coach Laff have obviously done a great job recruiting again, and it's showing.
So, what's this like for you, being back right now and sitting up there instead of playing right there?
It's a little weird, but I mean, it's fun. I love it. Get to see all my friends play. It's a weird perspective being in the stands, but again, can't complain too much. Having fun. Good to watch some baseball.
How long are you in town for?
I leave this week for strength camp again, but
wow.
Then here for the rest of the offseason.
So we'll get to that in a minute, but what was it like to hear your name called last in the MLB draft?
It was awesome. It was a dream come true, something I've dreamt of for years now, and to see that come to fruition was something I couldn't have dreamt up.
So you get drafted, right? What happens after that? Because you didn't play at all during the season, right? Or you can correct me if I'm wrong.
No, yeah, you're right.
Okay.
I just went down to the camp down there in Fort Myers and pretty much worked out, got to be with their staff and see what they were doing there, and really just get acclimated to what pro ball was.
What'd you learn about yourself in that process and training and everything?
I mean, the beautiful part about professional baseball is that's all you do. So you get to learn a lot about like how to take care of your body, how to do things when you don't have to worry about class and stuff like that. So kind of getting acclimated to all that was something I really enjoyed.
Oh, that's a rip, isn't it?
Sure is.
And a gapper. Looks like Team Rivas is doing some damage here. You know, you look at a lot of these new guys, and I want to talk about you and your former teammates. Do you talk to, Kemp and Cal and Gonzo and some of those guys about your experiences?
Yeah, I actually live with Kemp right now.
Do you really?
So that's an experience in itself.
He was here a couple weeks ago, wasn't he? He was here for a football game, I believe LSU game.
He was.
What were you doing? Why couldn't you come up?
I don't know. I guess I never got asked.
How's Kemp doing? What's his regiment like right now?
Yeah, all the guys are pretty much the same. Those position guys, they're
okay. You can keep talking. Don't worry.
No, I mean I had to see how that ended up.
Oh yeah.
They're all doing pretty much the same thing. We all work out together when we're here. They'll go hit. I just kind of sit around and fellowship with them and just see how all that's going.
Awesome. In terms of professional development, have you tweaked anything? Anything that you've learned where you're like, I've kind of been doing this wrong, but now I'm glad I can correct it and propel my future forward?
You know, as a whole, the Twins do a really good job of developing pitchers, so I just kind of put my career in their hands to a sense. Like, I'm just trying to take in all the information I can and better myself as a player.
So what's the schedule like this year? You're going to see some playing time and things of that nature?
Yeah,
What do you got on tap?
You know, we'll see after spring training. I don't know where they're going to send me, but, I mean, hoping for high enough and then go through and try and make my way.
So you're back in Oxford for a little bit. Anything that you've missed that you're able to do in terms of food, maybe favorite spot on campus, things of that nature?
You know what? I'm a big fan of the smoked wings at Moe's Barbecue. That was awesome to come back and get.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Anything on tap for you this weekend? Just hanging out with the guys?
You know, yeah, probably just going to watch the Rebs win a football game, hopefully.
Yeah? Where are you sitting?
You know, we'll figure that out.
You know,
I can't put that out there.
Oh, okay, but you've got connections and everything.
Yeah, we'll find a way.
Okay, gotcha, of course. Well, Jack, thanks so much,
yeah,
man. Appreciate
it.
Enjoy the Pizza Bowl. I know that this is probably weird for you, but
yeah, it is a little bit.
It's pretty cool. Appreciate you taking the time.
Absolutely, thank you.
Thanks so much. Jack Doherty visiting with us. He's got to go pitch some pro ball coming up here soon, too. So, yeah, of course. Jack Doherty. And also Jackson Kimbrell's also around here, too, somewhere floating around. We'll see if we can get him up on the Pizza Bowl in our broadcast tonight as well. Right now, 3-1, Xavier Rivas and his team lead Mitch Morrell. Once again, it's Pizza Bowl. So losers are running, winners are eating pizza. And I think that's a very cool dynamic, something that we talked to Mike Bianco about earlier on in the evening. Also, Carl Lafferty, Mike Clement, they're all hands off here, and they're just enjoying the evening, which I think is great. We talked to the coaches earlier. Hopefully, players right now, they're starting to rotate their lineups in and out. We had a Grayson Saunier, Xavier Rivas, Mitch Morrell, who will pitch at some point later on tonight. They were with us, but some of these position guys, hopefully we're going to get them rotated in. Right now we're in that lull because no one as of right now has been rotated out, and we don't want to bug the guys while they're trying to play either. We're in the camera rail down the first base line, having a lot of fun, so we appreciate everybody tuning in. Hopefully we're going to get some. Our SID Kyle Bernbauer is working his game, working his magic for us. So hopefully we get some position players coming in. Everybody has to play in the Pizza Bowl. Remember, everybody's got to play. Certain guys can pitch more than 2 innings. Depends on how everything's kind of laid out and how they decide their in-game strategy. But everyone has to at least pitch. Everybody at least at some point plays tonight, which I think is pretty fun. We get to see a glimpse of everybody, and hopefully you're enjoying the broadcast and everything well. I think Gunnar Dennis is on his way now with us. Gunnar's got a pretty cool story, and I think you'll enjoy hearing his story, his journey to Oxford and everything. And Kyle Bernbauer's brought our boy. So here we go. It's a 3-1, once again, 3-1 ball game. Team Rivas on top of Team Mitch Morrell. Hi. Good. How about you? My name's Jake. Gunnar, nice to meet you. This is weird. I know we just now did our formal meeting. Normally I meet guys, at batting practice or in the bullpen or things of that nature. We've never met before, so I'm glad we've documented this moment.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. How was your first Pizza Bowl? Was it fun?
I enjoyed it. Awesome.
Yeah. What do you got? Some fun? What's the place? Is that? Or has that been out for a while?
Fairly new, I
Is
think.
it fairly new?
It's the first time I've ever tried them.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. So our came to Oxford. Journey.
Reading. My freshman year, I had Tommy John, and I missed that entire year, so I redshirted. Next, and now.
Is it surreal?
I've been a Mississippi guy, so it was really awesome.
So let's talk about your fall. I have numbers right here, and these are unofficial numbers over time. You're sub 2, 1.86, 2 earned runs. Just 4. Oh,
yes, sir.
How happy are you? Happy with it? Do you think you can do some things better?
Yes, I'm happy. Other than one that I gave up was command of any pass. It just wasn't successful. Other than that, I've been feeling having good command for 3 and 4 pitches, and it's been successful.
How have you?
Pretty good. I don't know. I was kind of guys on TV last year and getting close with all real time, so it's
One of many newcomers. Was it a little less intimidating knowing that?
It
or-
was a little less intimidating because of a lot of guys in my shoes as well. I think there or something like that. I thought
An Ole Miss fan, you go to Meridian with Bill Gatlin, right?
Yep.
Did your relationship with him? I know you said you've been a fan for a while, so but your relationship with him that kind of help you as well in your transition?
For sure. He told me pretty much what the ins and outs were with everything here, and that helped me prepare a little bit better than not knowing any of that, you know.
Absolutely. Once again, we're with Gunnar Dennis, Meridian Community College transfer, having a very good fall. Is there anything about your game that you've been working on with Coach Lath?
Mostly just filling up the strike zone and having good command on all my pitches. I'm trying to develop a slider right now. That's something still a bullpen pitch, but I'm still working on it. But all in all, just filling up the zone.
So I'm curious, you know, it's still a bullpen pitch. When do you know that's going to be ready to use? Is it a feel thing or?
It's a feel thing,
okay.
for sure, for sure.
Okay.
Feel thing.
So anything else you're working on? You mentioned your slider. Anything else?
No, that's about it. Slider and
Really?
filling up the zone. That's about it.
You know, were you surprised by that? You know, because you got good stuff and you're just like, hey, you just got to work on this and we're going to believe in you and put you in some games.
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay. Let's talk this environment. There are quite a bit of people here for Pizza Bowl, but you've seen what this place looks like when it's packed. What's one thing that you can't wait for come spring?
I cannot wait to throw in front of 15,000 here at Swayze.
Really?
I've been waiting on that my entire life, and I'm really excited for it.
What's, other than the national championship, since you've been a fan, what's your favorite Ole Miss baseball moment?
Ooh. I don't know. It's kind of hard to trump the national championship.
Okay. It is.
It probably, maybe Elko hitting that bomb coming off of, like, after he tore his ACL.
Okay.
At A&M, I think. I think that's what it was. That was pretty cool.
Have you met Tim Elko?
I have not yet.
You have not?
I have not.
All right, here's the PSA, everybody. We need Gunnar Dennis to meet Tim Elko at some point. Well, who's, you know, let's talk professional baseball. Anyone you look up to, model your game after?
Clayton Kershaw. He's been my favorite pitcher since I started playing baseball, really. He's been in the league for forever.
Okay. Clayton Kershaw. That's a good one.
Yeah, it is.
That is a good one.
That is a good one.
Anyone on the team that you've meshed really well with, that you have a really good relationship with?
Bo, obviously, we played together. My roommates, Riley Maddox and Josh Mallets, we gel really well together. There's nothing but good things coming out of that household. So,
are you sure?
Yeah, very sure. I'm just messing.
No, I'm kidding. But I mean, how important is that? You know, I mean, because you're a new guy, you obviously know Bo, but you know, Riley Maddox welcoming you. How important is that?
You know, it's real important. I mean, you want to get along with your teammates. I mean, that's just a part of it. But I'm very thankful that I've clicked with all these guys on the team. There's no hard feelings or anything. Just we're all good buddies.
Why was the JUCO route good for you?
Well, first off, I didn't throw hard enough to play in anywhere like this. I think I was 86, 87 coming out of JUCO, and I walked a lot of people, free passes. But first and foremost, I didn't do all that showcasing and stuff because I've had a really interesting injury prone kind of through high school in the summer. But yeah, that's about it.
Okay. What was one thing in your transition from Meridian to here where you're like, oh, I didn't realize this? It can be academics too. I mean, we can get into that as well.
Yeah, academics, it's a little bit more tough because like all last year being a third year, I didn't have any more classes to take, so it was like all online and stuff. And now I'm actually having to go to class and stuff. So
darn,
it's not difficult, but I mean, it is what it is.
We're with Gunnar Dennis, and you pitched 2 innings.
Yes, sir.
Felt good about your outing tonight.
Yes, sir.
Let's get into academics a little more because I feel like, you know, student athlete, I haven't talked to a lot of the guys about their academics yet. What are you majoring in?
Multidisciplinary studies.
Ooh, okay.
Yep.
What made you want to pursue that?
Because I play baseball, I really don't. I mean, I do have some. I guess I would have some stuff to fall back on. I think I would like to be a coach or something after this.
Okay.
So, and you have to have like 3 minors with it. But
wow, 3 minors?
Yeah, and like it's like education and stuff like that. That would go to me being a coach and teaching or something one day.
So what classes do they have you in?
Oh, like foundations of American education.
Okay.
I had to do one of a.
This is interesting.
Yes, it is.
What do we get? We had a double rundown here.
Let's go.
Wow, how about that?
Oh, that's
what happened there?
huge.
Can you break that down for us?
Guy was still on second base.
Yep. And Kramer got mixed up in between.
Yeah, he was going home, but it looked like Randall cut it off in the grass and caught him.
Well, hey, you guys are up right now.
I know. That's awesome.
So you're up 3-1. You were a big part of that too. You had 2 innings and you held your team. So hopefully you're eating pizza. I don't know. Do you know what pizza you're eating after this?
I have no idea what kind of pizza.
As long as you're eating pizza.
Yeah,
right.
That's all we want to do.
That's the young goal.
Yep.
Well, Gunnar, thanks so much. Hey, good luck the rest of the way. I'm sure we'll talk a lot more in the spring,
yes,
and hopefully we get a lot of beer showers out there, a lot of wins, and everything else. So. Go enjoy this with your team. Hopefully you're eating pizza
Thanks
at the
for
end.
having me.
Of course, it's Gunnar Dennis, one of our JUCO transfers, through 2 innings tonight. Fantastic. And a great young man as well. Kyle Birnbauer is doing his magic. He's working some things. We're going to step aside for a quick minute. Headed to the bottom half of the 5th inning. It's a 3-1 ball game. Xavier Rivas and his team, they're leading Mitch Morrell. Team Red right now, they have some work to do, and we'll see if they can get it done. We'll step aside for a quick break. And we'll see who KB's got for us next. Thanks so much for tuning in. Really do appreciate it as well. Pizza Bowl 2023. We're having some fun at Swayze Field. Just kind of car washing coaches, players. This has been a fun night so far. Xavier Rivas and the team that he's drafted in this Pizza Bowl. If the game ended right now, they'd be eating pizza. They're up 3-1 over Mitch Morrell and his ball club as well. And we're joined by Colt Tolbert's coming up and talking to us. How are you, sir? It's great to see you. We appreciate you joining us. Really do. You know, you're a second-year guy, so let's talk comfortability and familiarity with this program. Where do you feel like that's at on a scale of 1 to 10?
Yeah, it's definitely been a big difference between your first and second year. You know, first year trying to get a feel for everything, the way you do things, and you know, coming into my second year, I know what we have to do before practice, after practice, and it's just getting in the routine and realizing what you have to do in your role.
And you were a new guy last year.
Yes,
You're not a new guy this year. Are you being called upon a little bit to help lead some of these new guys and make sure that, I mean, you were in those shoes last year. You
Yes,
want to help them out too.
And I feel like everybody who comes back, whether you're a sophomore and it's your second year, or you're a guy like Jackson Ross, who it's his first year, but he's played a lot of college baseball, and I feel like that's something we've done good about, is everybody taking on a role and everybody helping everybody, regardless of age, how long you've been here.
Yeah.
Just helping somebody.
How was your fall?
Good.
Yeah.
I had a surgery right when we came back from when I came back from summer ball. Missed a little bit of the fall, but I felt like I had a good fall from the past few outdoor squads that we played.
Yeah. So you mentioned summer ball. Where'd you play?
I played with Kenosha Kingfish.
Oh, you were in the Northwoods League.
Yes, sir.
How'd
Yes,
you like
sir.
Kenosha?
I loved it, man.
Yeah.
Just a Midwest town that loves baseball.
And where are you from?
Laurel, Mississippi.
Oh, okay, so little different experience. I don't want to say culture shock, but it's a little different in Kenosha, Wisconsin than it is
Yes, sir,
down
definitely.
here in Mississippi. So, and they pack it there. I was in the Northwoods League for a summer.
Yes, sir. We had a bunch of people come out, and especially promotion nights. They did a good job setting things up for people around to come out and see us.
How'd you pitch in the summer? How'd you feel you did?
Good. I feel like I've had a really good summer. Coach Laugh sent me up there, told me some things I needed to work on, and I feel like I got better.
Did you come away with some cool relationships? I feel like that's the cool part of summer ball, right?
Yes,
like you come together with so many guys from around the country, and so you probably met some cool guys, and you probably still are friends with them a little bit.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that's the cool thing about it is it's a bunch of different guys who just want to play baseball.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where you come from, where you're from. Just we all got along real well and just enjoyed playing the game together.
That's the vibe of summer ball.
Yes,
and,
sir.
And I feel like it's a lot of fun. So it's funny. Groff almost got hit there. So you're at Pearl River.
Yes, sir.
And Brandon Pennington was one of your coaches.
Yes,
so I
sir.
was with him in Battle Creek. I spent a summer in the Northwoods League.
Okay. Yes, sir.
So how's my boy Penny doing? What's your relationship like with him?
I still talk to Coach Pennington all the time.
Do you?
And Coach Avalon and Coach Lott, the coaching staff at Pearl River. I still love those guys.
Yeah?
Yes, sir.
What do you guys talk about when you catch up? Is it just, what do you guys go through?
Anything, man. Coach Penny's a guy I can tell him how my test was this morning, but I could also ask him anything about baseball, life. I have a good relationship with Coach Pennington.
He's a good dude.
Yes, sir.
He's
Yes,
a
sir.
really good dude.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, another rundown. Here we go. Are these fun, or do you not like these as a pitcher?
Hopefully, typically you want the out to be made before you get out there, but we work on small things like that enough to feel pretty confident getting it done.
Yeah, absolutely. So a lot about summer ball in Pearl River. You had a lot of success there. So NJCA Division II National Championship. So you go from one national championship team to a team that also won a national championship. That had to be a pretty good feeling. Even though, last year didn't go as projected, but it was still. How are you feeling coming here with a national championship pedigree, and you're joining a team with now a national championship pedigree as well?
Yes, sir. And it's, obviously a different scale, but you still have to play a lot of games, still have to beat a lot of good teams. And I feel like even though we didn't have the best year last year, the morals are high as can be. Like, there's no – I feel like we're leaving it behind us. You know what I mean? The national championship, not many guys are left from that team. The team last year, we struggled, but it's a new year, new baseball team.
Was it surreal coming out here? I know you're from Mississippi, so you know what Ole Miss baseball is all about. Was it surreal for you?
Yeah, look at this. It's the nicest place in the country, man. It's for any kid. Even like we were talking about my second year back, I still sit out there during BP and man, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Individually, your first year here, how'd you feel you did?
I didn't have a bad year. Towards the end, I started throwing a little bit, and Coach B just asked us to, whatever I need you to do that day, do it. And I feel like I filled in a good role towards the end of the year, and hoping to build on it from last year.
So again, we're with Colt Tolbert, one of our pitchers. Are you excited about all the things that you've developed and worked on this fall and to bring it into spring? And especially, we talked a little bit about that experience. All experience is good experience. So going into this year, how excited are you?
I'm super excited. It's like I said, again, new year, new team. We're all out here just trying to win baseball games. Whatever that entails, that's what we're all trying to do.
Are you pitching tonight, or are you slated, or are you?
I'm not sure. It's whenever, or if I'm needed and my name's called, then I'll be out there.
Oh, your name will be called at some point. I believe it. What about Pizza Bowl is fun? Obviously, you guys play for pizza, but
Yes,
as soon as I mention Pizza Bowl, you laugh and you smile. But what makes this so special?
It's just we had a conference together yesterday, a team building exercise, and one of the points was One of the points was learning to compete with your team, not against your team. And this is a good example. Like, we got different colors on. Like, as soon as we got here, we all brought our stuff. The Navy team brought our stuff into the away locker room. Like, we've been split up since we got here. But it's still to get out here. And it's the same thing we do 3 times a weekend, every weekend, just inter-squad. But like you said, there's pizza involved. There's a little bit of running, or we'll learn at the end if we don't get the win. But, you definitely don't want to be running while everybody's eating pizza.
I feel like this is the one time a year where you guys get to let the competitive nature out and smack talk each other and things of that nature. Who's talking the most smack out here? Do you think?
Hunter Elliott's got a good. He's
really, Hunter Elliott's the one
solid.
talking smack.
Yeah, and I feel like he's one of the guys, that he's coming back from injury, but doing whatever he can in the dugout to keep the morals up, keep the spirits up. Whether it's, messing with some of the other guys that he can get under their skin or just give them words of encouragement.
I love that. Well, Cole, thanks so much, man. We appreciate it. It's a 3-1 ball game. We're going to the 6th. This is flying by, man. I really appreciate you coming through. But thank you so much. Tell my boy Penny I said hi when you get the chance. Thanks, Cole Tolbert, man. Appreciate his time. And Kyle Bernbauer's got someone else lined up for us. But 3-1 ball game. We've seen a home run by freshman Braden Randall. Campbell Smithwick got in on a sac fly RBI. Jackson Ross also hit a 2-run home run too. And you're probably thinking, wow, new names. Yeah, new names. Braden Randall, Mike Clement told us earlier, he's a guy that, they knew he had a lot of pop in his bat, but he's been a nice surprise as well this fall. Jackson Ross doing Jackson Ross things. I'm sure you've read his resume coming into this season. You know what the Florida Atlantic transfer is capable of. And talk about the losses, right? Jacob Gonzalez, Kemp Alderman, Calvin Harris. Where's all this offensive production going to come from? And his coaching staff's put together a nice list of newcomers that I think a lot of folks are going to be excited about. And can't wait for you all to get out here and see them. And again, you tuning in today, too. We really do appreciate it. And it looks like we got Andrew Fisher coming in, one of our newcomers, all ACC freshman teamer, transfer from Duke. Andrew, how's it going, man? Appreciate you. Go ahead and put that on for me. Everybody back home is, a lot of Ole Miss fans have just going through preparation and everything. A lot of fans are excited to see you play this year. Are you just as excited? I'm going to put that a little closer to your face.
Oh, sorry about that.
No, you're good. You're good. But are you just excited to play in front of those fans as they are excited to see you?
Yeah, no, this is a dream. I mean, just playing college baseball in general. But yeah, excited to be here. Obviously hoping I can do something to help the team.
So you're done for tonight, right? Do you have an at bat coming up yet?
No.
You're done. Okay.
JT put me down last inning. So.
Oh no! What the heck? No, it's okay.
Yeah, no, he's a decent pitcher. He's all right, I guess.
Yeah, he's okay, I guess. So you come to us from Duke.
Yep.
Let's chat about the first conversation you had with Ole Miss and how that went.
Yeah, for sure. I'd enter the portal and obviously not an easy decision there, but talked to them, things clicked, came down here for a visit, and it didn't take long to make a decision.
So it didn't take long to make a decision. Was it the ballpark? Was it Oxford? Was it
getting a chance to talk to the coaches? They bought in, and here we go.
Oh yeah, nice little play up the line. Yes. Okay. All right, that's fine. But anyway, continue.
Yeah, no, they bought in and they expressed that they wanted me, and I wanted to be here just as much as they wanted me. And obviously you come here and you're at the stadium, and there's nothing like the atmosphere here. So
you have to think for yourself too in terms of fit. Coaches, you want to play. You don't want to go somewhere where you're not going to play. But
100%.
But why was this the fit for you?
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like, you're talking about a program 2 years ago won the national championship, and they're just known for, being one of the best teams in the country every year. It's Ole Miss, and I want to know what they're all about, and I got a chance to come down here, see what they're about, and now I'm here.
I don't want to rag on Duke in the ACC. Obviously, Power 5. Duke's a tremendous program.
Yeah, 100%.
Great school. But there's something about playing baseball in the SEC. What is it? Why does that excite you?
Yeah, I mean, everyone talks about, SEC baseball is the best of the best. Obviously, you played in the ACC last year. Got a chance to, get my feet wet. And, I feel like things went well. But, yeah, I feel like in order to play at the highest level, eventually, which would be, Major League Baseball, you got to experience what else is here, and SEC is supposed to be what they're saying is the best competition. And I can even see here, based on our own pitchers in the fall, a lot of guys developing, and even you're watching a guy here, JT Quinn, who's got no joke stuff. You're looking at a future first-round pick, who's electric. So, I mean, just getting a chance to get up here, I mean, obviously you want to win, but, yeah, I strike out. I mean, I'm getting exposure to some of the best pitchers in the country, and it's going to toughen me up, make me a better hitter. And it is what it is. I mean, I'm going to go up there sometimes look silly. Sometimes I'm going to go up there and cash one in and run around the bases. But, just getting a chance to be here in the fall even, I feel myself getting better offensively, defensively, and sharpening up everywhere.
Absolutely, we're with Andrew Fisher, and I love. Oh, is that a bomb? That is. It's close at the wall.
Dang, let's go.
You guys needed that, huh? You needed that.
God, yeah.
It's our guy Reagan Burford.
Yeah, Burf. I mean, that guy's the life of our team.
Is he?
Not just the red team, the entire team.
The entire team.
Oh my God, look at him. Oh, yeah, baby. Bang. Let's go.
3-2 game, so you guys are down 1 run. That's the momentum that you all needed, though.
Oh,
to
yeah.
eat some pizza.
Scratch, that's all.
Yeah. So I hate to harp a little bit more on your transfer portal experience.
Yeah,
but
100%. I'm open book.
I love this quote. You said, not a day went by where I didn't talk to at least 15 different schools on a single day.
Yeah.
How exhausting was that?
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot. I'd entered the portal, and within 3 minutes.
3 minutes?
Yeah, 3 minutes of entering the portal. I think I was on the phone with a school for 25, 30 minutes, and I think I had like 8 or 9 missed calls during that conversation, and it was hectic. Obviously schools from all different conferences, but I was talking to one of my friends yesterday about this who had a similar question. Oh, here we go. There it is. All you needed was one, and here come the rest.
Bo Gatlin. Oh, he wants 2.
Oh, he's gonna get it too.
He wants 2.
Oh. It's all right.
That's all right. You still got one out to work with.
Yeah.
And with Will Furness coming up, I mean, you can tie it in one swing of the bat. So.
Oh, interesting stat about Furness here.
Okay, let's go.
Most home runs for us in batting practice through the entire fall.
Oh, I can see that.
Yeah.
So kid
goes up there. I was actually here earlier in the fall. I don't know, first or second week here, and just picking everyone's brain.
Yeah.
Obviously, I think that's one of the coolest things about being here. Everyone's so good that they have their own story and they have their own approach to the game. I said, you ever go backside in batting practice? And he goes, I don't need to. I just hit him over the right field wall. And we were laughing, and that's I kind of got his personality a little bit and joking around with him. It was good.
I love that you talk about this team like you've been here for 5 years.
Yeah, no, I mean,
you haven't.
Our culture is something that is you can't create it. It's just it happened, and I mean, there's not a single guy right now on this team that I wouldn't go to toe for. And it's only we're only in the fall.
Yeah.
We haven't gotten into the spring yet, so it's really something special we have going.
I feel like he wanted that one pretty bad, Will Furness. You connect with some guy. I mean, obviously, in terms of roommates, who are you connecting with a little more?
Yeah, I mean, everyone's great. JT and I hang out a lot. Obviously Luke over there at shortstop, him and I are together every day. I mean, I think I eat 3 meals a day with the kid. But yeah, I mean, the kid knows how to play the game, and that's another kid too. Like similar story, played at a big school last year, and had a great season. And now he comes here, and I want to know what is he all about. And I'm learning from him, and he's learning from me. And I think just having someone like that, even to just sharpen up on the little things. Some stuff that outsiders aren't going to see. And I mean, you'll see us over there talk in between innings after at bats and after plays, and we're on the same page all the time. But just open communication and learning a ton from him. He's a great ball player.
You mentioned eating meals and just hanging out at batting practice, but what else do you guys do to gel? And because I mean, there are a lot of newcomers on this team. I mean, you're one of 7 transfers, I believe. So
I mean, if we're not playing baseball, we're in the locker room, sitting on the couch, talking, just hanging out. I mean, no joke. Like my mom will ask me, like, "What do you do all day?" It's like I hang out with baseball guys.
Yeah.
All day long. And it's like go to school, play baseball, hang out with baseball guys. That's literally it. We're watching football on the weekends together.
Are you?
NFL, college, whatever. Like little things is even just sitting in a room on the couch.
Yeah.
Eating chips or wings or whatever it is and watching TV together. It's really been great. I mean, this is my roommate here on the mound, Liam Doyle.
Okay.
And it's a kid, like, kind of hard personality to pick up right from the start. But, I mean, I got to know the kid. I mean, let's go. I'm going to toe-to-toe for him now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the man.
I love your energy. You remind me of the Energizer Bunny. You just keep going. And,
I
mean, I love that.
where else would I rather be right now? Look at this guy right here.
Yeah, who do we got?
Randall.
Who we got coming up here? Oh,
Let's go.
Oh, we got. Okay.
Hey, how
this
about
guy
this?
goes yard. This guy goes yard today, huh? And
look at this kid's biceps growing.
Yeah.
Kid's in there every day.
Yeah, show the camera. The camera's right
Yeah,
there.
let's
Go
go.
ahead and flex for us.
Yeah.
There we go.
Let me tell you, this kid, no joke, not just saying this because he's here.
Yeah.
Biggest jump I've seen in the weight room for a guy like this, and it's really showing up.
Oh, you got to play. You got to go play.
play.
Yeah, go play. Go play. I can't believe you sit here talking to us, and he's got to go play. What the heck? That's Andrew Fisher. That guy is something. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Peace out. That's a clippable moment. I think that's gonna.
Forgets he's got to go play.
He's sitting here talking to me, and he's supposed to be out there. I think Will Furness called him out, but that guy's something else.
Oh, he's awesome. He's always fired up.
Yeah, he's always
got a smile.
Does he ever slow down?
No. Heck no.
Heck no.
He walks into the locker room. First thing he's doing, turning the music up, and he's getting everybody fired up.
Yeah, I feel like kind of like the life of the party a little bit, huh? You just make sure that everyone's in a good mood. We're with Braden Randall. You went yard today, and Coach told us too. Coach Mike Bianco said, that you're having a good fall. But I told him I want to hear from you. How are you doing this fall?
I'm doing good. Kind of rough from the start.
Okay.
Haven't played since high school ball, and then came out here, started playing some inter squads. Rough from the start, but I started picking it up. Everybody started to. But yeah.
So let's go through your fall numbers. You're hitting 375, a lot of extra base hits, 3 doubles, a triple, 5 RBIs. You mentioned rough to start, but I feel like as a freshman, that's going to happen, right?
So I knew that was going to happen. Yeah. So I just kept my head up, kept playing.
So I find it interesting. Looking you up with a quick Google search, you're committed to Texas, and you decided to flip.
Yeah.
No disrespect to Texas, they're a great program,
Yeah.
future SEC school. But what does Ole Miss have to offer that made you want to come over here?
Yeah. So. Coaches here, they're awesome.
Yeah.
They're great relationship coaches, player coaches, as you would say.
Mm-hmm.
And I just kind of wanted to play in Mississippi. My dad went here, played golf here. So he kind of grew up here, and I just came here, and I loved it.
So your dad was pretty thrilled?
Oh, yeah. He was fired up. We were with all his buddies, and he was fired up.
When did he golf here?
70, 78 maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, somewhere around
So
there.
you're his excuse to come back and relive the glory days.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah.
Guess you could say that.
You're one of the newcomers. How's your class? How are you all gelling together? You guys are all new. You're in the same boat. How are you guys doing together?
Well, we first got here in the summer, and it was kind of our first interaction together. And my ball's high.
Yeah.
It was great. We immediately got along with each other. We were up here every single day, going to classes too, and we just kind of built a bond that we're with each other every single day.
Who's the funniest guy? Who do you think is the guy that he's cracking jokes? I don't know if you guys do superlatives with each other, but go through some of these guys. Who are they?
Let's see. Drew Merkel's funny.
Okay.
Hudson Maddox, he's real funny. Let's think of some other freshmen.
How about Taylor, Seth, any of those guys too?
Taylor, he's always got a smile on his face.
Do you?
Yeah, Taylor, he's always got a smile on his face. Every
Okay.
time you see him, he's like, it's funny. and it makes you laugh.
Yeah.
Seth, he's serious.
Okay.
He's as serious as can be.
Interesting. How's your transition been from high school to? I know this is just fall ball, and spring is when it all counts. But has the transition been easy? Has it been a little more difficult than you thought?
I feel like it's gotten better.
Okay.
Like I said, rough start from the start, but I knew that was going to happen, and then it just kind of got better as I got more comfortable.
You're good. Go ahead.
As I got more comfortable, and yeah, I think that's with everybody. I think everybody kind of had an anticipation of getting out here and a little nervous, but once we started settling and being comfortable, then it got a little bit better.
Have you leaned on any of the older guys? Maybe they give you advice. Who
Yeah,
you
the
gone
guy
to?
that was sitting right here before, Andrew Fisher.
Okay.
We do this thing in the fall, in our fall meetings. It's called Remember the Titans, the movie, where we get together and we get partnered up. Me and Fisher were partners. He's like my buddy, as we would say.
Okay.
And we'd get up there in front of each week, like four groups went up there and talked about each other, like parents' name, hometown, so like kind of just built a bond with each other. So yeah.
What was the most? Did he give you an interesting fact about himself that you could share with us?
He said when he wakes up in the morning, he's got one sock, one shoe, and then goes to the other leg, puts another sock and another shoe on.
Interesting. So he goes. Okay, interesting.
So he goes from one leg to the other leg. It's funny.
That sounds like him. Okay, in between innings, I think you got to go out and play. We've been told to wrap you up. Thanks so much. Keep playing hard.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it. Braden Randall, one of our freshmen here at Ole Miss, he's got to go out and play. They haven't taken him out yet. So, 3-2 ball game. Xavier Rivas and his team on top of Team Mitch Burrell. We played 10 innings. Right now we're here going into the 7th inning. Not sure who we're going to have yet. But we'll tell you here in a minute. I see our SID Kyle Birnbauer working. Before KB brings over our next guest, I got to shout out our crew. Tony Ma, right back here, our stage manager. Thank you so much, sir. He's helping us out. He's got the walkie-talkie in hand. Mike again as well up in our production suite, as well as Davis Harper. They put all this together, and it was their idea to put this together, and they kindly asked me whether or not I was the right option for this or not. Remains to be seen. But we're having a lot of fun, and we really appreciate everybody tuning in. Just car washing everybody, players, coaches. Mike Bianco was here earlier. Carl Lafferty was too. Coach Clem, all those guys. And now that everybody's starting to kind of transition, come in and come out, we're trying to get as many players as we can just to talk about the progression in the fall, spring expectations, and things of that nature. So, but trying to get as many new faces as we can, too. I mean, in terms of JUCO transfers, returners, freshmen, things of that nature. We got Riley Maddox in town. So here you go, sir. Here's your headset. We appreciate it. Another pizza bowl for you. This is always fun, isn't it? A good way to wrap up fall.
Yeah, I love it. Last year I didn't get to play in it because I had Tommy John, but it's good to be back out here with all the guys in a competitive game. It's really fun to see how everyone plays when it's not just for a little running, for pizza.
So jersey switch for you this year.
Yeah.
Number 34 to number 2. Is there a story behind it, or?
No, not really. Just number 2 is my favorite number.
Okay.
And I wanted it last year, but they said I couldn't change because Calvin Harris got it.
Okay.
But I got it this year, so I'm just going to have to roll with it.
So, Tommy John, you come in late last year, and what was that like for you? I mean, you come in, I know at that point in the season things were tough, but you provided a lot of help. You ate up some innings, but what was that like for you to come back from Tommy John and to contribute?
Yeah, it was great. Obviously, I didn't have the success that I wanted, but the whole reason I came back was Coach B had pulled me into the office before the season and said, hey, we're thinking about putting you on the roster. What do you think about it? I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Because my freshman year, I got Tommy John late in the season, missed Omaha, missed national championship, all that. So I didn't want the same thing to happen. I didn't want to go there and not be able to be a part of it. So it was, at the time, it was the right decision. I rushed it a little bit. I think I came back a little bit too early, but hindsight, it's good because now I've gotten that first outing after Tommy John out of the way. So it's I guess it's going to be good, and I've had a pretty good fall so far, so hoping to see if it's continuing during Hawaii.
Missing Omaha in that experience, was that tough?
Yeah, it was really tough to sit back on the couch and see the guys that I've worked so hard with all year have success, but it was also great. It was also great to see them succeed at the highest level and go to Omaha, and I ended up going to Omaha. Just drove up there 12 hours. But
no way.
It was worth every hour, but it was a really good time to see me on the dog pile and everyone else celebrating.
So what was I'm always curious when it comes to road to recovery, right? Because, I mean, you want to be out here and playing, and the mental toll I feel like sometimes that it takes to get back and to be consistent and to stick with the regimen to get back and be healthy. How was that for you?
Yeah, it was tough. The biggest thing is just time. You have a protocol that you have to follow every day, every week, every month. So as time ticks down, it just takes a toll on you. But there's little milestones you can hit. The first day you start throwing, you move back in feet, however far you're throwing. You got bullpens, all the live ABs. So if you look at it that way rather than just I have 4 months until I'm done, it makes it a little bit easier. But at the end of the day, it's still tough.
So I love this quote, too, from Mike Bianco. He said, you've had a really good fall, and we're proud of you. When you hear that from your head coach, how does that make you feel?
Yeah, I mean, it's everything. That's the guy. He makes all the calls. So to see him say that is pretty good, and I'm pretty happy that he said that.
So what do you all need to do to get back into this right now? You're down a run. You want pizza.
Yeah.
What do you guys got? What's the conversation like in the dugout? What are you guys talking about?
Don't tell Team Revis this, but
okay. No one. I don't think they're watching.
Yeah,
so.
we got a lot of pitching left.
Okay.
I think they're running just a little low. Team Morrell has done a good job of managing the pitcher, so I think we're gonna throw up a lot of zeros, and I think we just got to scratch a few more runs, and that's all we really got to do.
I've been distracted just because with guests, and I've been trying to multitask, keep an eye on everything. But it seems like their pitching has been lights out, and sure, that's great competition for you guys. I mean, you want those guys to succeed, right? But you want to eat pizza in the end.
Right. It's been like this whole fall. You want to face the best guys, and you want the hitters to be the best, and you want the pitchers to be the best. So it kind of just prepares you for the best competition, and you can kind of see it right now. It's a 3-2 game. And last year wasn't like this. It was a big blowout.
Yeah.
And that kind of tells the story of our season last year, actually. So to see this is pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about what we're going to do this season.
I'm going to keep you for a little longer if that's okay with you.
Yeah, that's fine.
You're done pitching tonight, right? You're all good? Okay. So why – and this is I've asked mostly everybody this, but, why is this so much fun?
Just to say you beat them.
Yeah. Okay.
It's that little bragging right in the locker room, whatever it is, and to see them run around the field when you're eating pizza, it's just kind of burns a little fire in you. It's fun. It's fun to see that.
You have a lot of newcomers this year. You I feel like work with the pitchers a lot too. We've talked a lot about the bats, so I kind of want to harp on some of the new arms. Who excites you? Who has good stuff that you've seen?
We have a lot of new guys, from freshmen to transfers, but you can see him out here. Liam Doyle, who's pitching right now for Red, he really excites me. He got great stuff, just a real competitor on the mound. And Wes Mendez, who's a freshman, really big stud. But there's a lot of other guys, honestly. I mean, Kyler Carmack, and I'm sure I'm forgetting a lot, but those are pretty much the ones that really stand out. And I think it'll make a big impact this year.
Riley, thanks so much, man.
Yeah,
we appreciate you.
Yeah.
Hopefully this one goes your way. You're down one run, but you got this.
It will.
I hope you're eating pizza in the end, my friend.
Thank you.
We'll talk to you in the spring. Thanks so much, my friend. Riley Maddox joining us for a brief minute, for just a minute. Jackson Ross now with us. Man, you didn't even keep this clean, and I respect it. There's nothing more satisfying than ending a game and making my parents do laundry. Obviously, like growing up, right? And dirty jersey. You feel like you contributed.
Oh yeah, it's always good to get the jersey dirty.
Yeah.
That means you did something on the field. So
yeah. Well, speaking of doing something on the field, you hit an absolute moonshot to put your team up. What'd you see on that pitch?
So yeah, got the 2 strikes and really tried to battle up. I wasn't going to let them beat me, and so with that mindset, I got to pitch up in the zone and got an aggressive swing off, found the barrel.
So hopefully no one that is scouting Ole Miss baseball is watching this, but is that where you like it?
I mean, anything up in the zone is great.
Okay.
Always, so.
Okay. So Florida Atlantic, come over here to Ole Miss. Let's talk your transfer portal process. And what was the first conversation with Ole Miss like?
It was a very positive one.
Okay.
Like immediately I knew I clicked with these coaches, and so then we were talking about what's the next step, and that's a visit here.
Mm-hmm.
And so came on a visit here, maybe a week or 2 later, and fell in love with it when I got here. And I was like, this is going to be a sick place to play.
What'd you fall in love with?
Everything about it. I knew, I've seen Swayze Field, on social media. I see all the fans and coaching staff. I really liked them, love talking to them, and they seem like really personable guys. And those are the kind of guys that I like playing for.
Mm-hmm. So you've seen the student section and what they do.
I have.
Last year they camped out there for 3 days in order to get those seats.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
3 days.
That's awesome.
3 days in advance, and there was an absolute red cell storm that swept through, and those students they hung in there.
They toughed it out.
They toughed it out. mud pit and all, and they did it.
Credit to him, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So your dad went here.
He did.
How that probably wasn't in your decision. You know, I don't know if that was in the back of your mind at all, but
Right.
he had to be pretty thrilled.
He was. He was really excited. I think more so after the whole process happened and I finally committed here, and it kind of hit him, I think. And so he was really excited. My family's really excited. We've been Ole Miss fans growing up. You know, had stuff hanging around the house, Ole Miss. So even in my room, I had stuff. So
Really?
ever since I was a little kid. So it's really cool.
So does that make it weird? Or not weird, but like surreal to be
It
down
does.
in this?
It does. Like, I don't really think it's hit me yet. Like, I haven't stopped to just think about it, but it's awesome being out here, man. I love it here. Fans are great. Atmosphere is awesome, and I can't wait for the spring.
So you come from FAU, but you didn't start at Florida Atlantic, right? You started at Pasco Hernando State College.
Yep.
Why was that a good starting point for you?
So coming out of high school, I wasn't big enough to play at this level. I was a little bit undersized, and so I needed somewhere to go where I could play right away and develop my game and develop my body physically and all that. So it was a really good – I spent 3 years there just because of COVID and some other stuff, but it was a really good period for me to, like, build my body up and get more physical and to be able to play at this level now.
I was going to say, SEC, it's basically like Major League Baseball
It's like minor league ball.
in its own. What are you most excited about seeing? Is it the opposing pitching? Is it the crowds and the away environments too? What are you most excited to
All of
see?
it, but especially the crowds. I've heard it's insane, and especially here at Swayze, I know they pack it with 10 to 12,000 fans on home games. So I'm really excited just to play in that environment and get that experience.
So we're with Jackson Ross. So your fall ball numbers right now, 382 average. You lead everybody in home. You just hit your 8th home run of the fall. You lead the team there. But I think, and this is what Clem brought up to us earlier too, you steal a lot of bases.
Yeah.
For somebody that has so many home runs and things of that nature.
So that is something that I haven't done in the past, and I'm really trying to work on it this year. And the coaching staff told me, like, hey, we want you to steal if you can do it. So it's something I've been working on here in the fall, and so far it's worked out great.
So you're one of many newcomers. Knowing that there are so many new guys around you, has that made your transition a little easier?
It has a little bit, just because, you know, we're all coming from different places, and so it's kind of new for everybody. Well, like half the team, you know, it's new, and so we can kind of bond through that a little bit. And for the guys that have been here, they've done a really good job welcoming us in and creating like a good culture around, you know, what they've built here for years. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Who are you living with? Any of your teammates? How's that been?
I am. So I'm living with 3 other pitchers.
Okay.
Unfortunately, one of them is on red tonight, and the other 3 of us are on blue.
Okay.
So.
Well, if you beat red tonight, actually, when you beat red tonight, I'm sure you guys are not going to let him have it. Who's the pitcher?
It's Corey Braun.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, he's not going to live it down, I feel like, all night.
Nope, he won't.
And he'll be salty at you
We'll
guys
be
for
on
sure.
him.
You think there'll be a silent treatment if you guys win?
I think there'll be more talking than silence. That's for sure.
How do you guys bond together as roommates?
Mostly at the field, just because we spend a lot of time here, you know, almost every day. We're either here or going to the football games when we do get an off day on the weekends. So, you know, the team hangs out there a lot. And then lately we've been watching a lot of movies at the house. So.
What have you guys been watching?
A lot of comedy stuff. Like we were watching Anchorman one day. We were watching, what do we have on last night? I'm trying to think. I think Superbad one night.
Oh, that's a comedy. Yeah, that's a comedy. We're with Jackson Ross, FAU transfer here at Ole Miss. You mentioned, oh man, you mentioned something that I was going to bring up to you in your apartment and rooming with these guys. Did the coaching staff set you up with your current roommates? Or okay,
they did. So over the summer, not much longer after I committed here, they reached out and were like, hey, we got an opening for you with 3 other pitchers, and really nice place, like really nice house we got, and it's a perfect setup. I'm really happy with it.
You guys are up right now 3-2, bottom of the 7th.
Holding on to that 1-run lead.
Yeah, you are, and thanks to your 2-run shot that you had earlier, you played a 10 innings. So is there, you guys talking strategy over there?
We are. We're thinking that 5 runs is going to win this game. So
5 run, okay.
We're thinking if we can get to 5 runs, we got a good shot at it. We feel confident about our our back end bullpen guys, including my roommate down there. I think he's warming up.
I was going to say, who do you have left pitching-wise?
Yeah, both my roommates are down there.
Okay.
So you might see both of them. Ryan Rodriguez is a lefty coming in next inning.
He's had a good fall.
He has. He's thrown it really well. And then Connor Spencer is also down there, right-handed pitcher. You might see him right after.
So Xavier Rivas is calling a good game is what you're saying.
He is. Yeah, he's done a really good job managing this lineup.
Who's one of the tougher guys to hit against on this team?
Ooh,
man. No offense to any of the guys if they're watching this back. But
yeah. Let's see. I would say Xavier Rivas is actually one of the tougher guys I've faced just because of his really good splitter.
Okay.
And he throws it a lot to righties, so it's tough to pick up. It's a really good, has really good like down action on it.
Gotcha.
But Liam's throwing it really well today. Like he blew a fastball by me last at bat, and I was like, man, it was like 94 miles an hour. It was a really good pitch.
There's another one.
Yeah, it looks like he's throwing really well today.
I didn't see how fast. I don't think they put the velocity up anywhere, but I mean that was a good pitch too, and lefties as well. But you know, end of this inning, I think. All right, been told to wrap it up, so I'm going to wrap it up here. Jackson, thanks so much, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Appreciate you. Looking forward to what you're going to do in the spring.
Yeah.
Really do appreciate it.
I really appreciate it, guys.
Hopefully you're eating pizza in the end.
Yeah.
Thanks so much. Jackson Ross, FAU transfer, came to Ole Miss, and has had quite the fall. Let's read through his numbers again in case you missed him or you're joining late. Hitting .382 this fall, 21 hits. Leads the team in doubles with 8. Just hit his 8th home run too with the fall. 24 RBIs too. It actually may now make that 26 RBIs with his two-run shot in this game. So we've had a lot of fun today. It's the Pizza Bowl 2023, 3-2. Team Rivas over Team Morrell right now, headed to the 8th. We're playing to 10, so we'll see. I mean, anything can happen, right? I mean, you know this team, one swing of the bat can change things just like that. And I believe JT Quinn's on his way over, and this will be a lot of fun. You know, we've got the perspective of Grayson Saunier earlier. We had Xavier Rivas on the broadcast as well. You just heard from Jackson Ross. This is a car wash. We're pumping everybody through as much as we can. JT Quinn, you know, yeah, big social guy. Everybody's dabbing him up in the bullpen or in the dugout, which I'm surprised by because the red team, Team Red, he's not wearing red, which is shocking to me that they're actually welcoming him into enemy territory and not talking all this smack about being on top of his team right now. So he's on his way eventually. Okay, here he comes. But you're a social guy, aren't you? Yeah. Here you go. There's your headset. JT Quinn with us. You pitched your 2 innings in the Pizza Bowl.
Yes, sir.
How'd you feel your outing was?
Walked a couple guys.
It's all right.
Got a little wild.
Yeah, it's all right.
Murph took a great swing. Great swing.
Yeah.
It was, I was like running around the mound after I struck somebody out. He felt like it was his time. So I thought that was funny.
You know, it was funny. We had, I forget who we had right here, but they said he's like the guy. He's the glue guy. He brings you all together. His energy is infectious.
Yeah.
Why is a guy like that so important to this team?
I just feel like you need to have guys like that. It's really important. Just brings everybody together. You know, even if I don't know, somebody like that's not playing, or they just bring everybody together in the locker room. So just create chemistry and all that stuff. So it's awesome.
So year 2 for you. How's the familiarity with fall, and how's your comfortability level coming in?
It's a lot better this year. Knowing everything that happens, kind of being through it one time really helps. So it's just, I think that's really important. I know as a freshman or a new guy, I guess it's kind of tough to get acclimated to everything, kind of figure out the SEC, the hitters. And I guess as you go along the fall, realizing it this year, they start to know you a little better as a pitcher after facing you a ton of times. So I think it's kind of tough. So I think telling the new guys and letting them know about that's been like pretty good. So.
You know, was it a little harder pitching to the guys this fall because they know you, they know what you like to throw and things like that, or
a little bit early on? It's always the hitters haven't had much at bat since May, obviously. Okay. So it's been a little tougher, like towards the end, just because they've seen you so many times again. But I mean, that's obviously no excuse. But just how it is, I guess.
So last year, I mean, you were thrown in the fire, right? Because of injuries to the team, you, Grayson, to Koyan as well. Had to be tough at points, right? You had some high highs, you had some low lows, but I mean, that experience, I feel like, has made you better.
Yeah, for sure. I think talking with Grayson and Tuke and all the new guys that kind of came in, and I guess we're thrown into that fire. It's really helped us out a lot this year, just being able to, I don't know, have 50 innings under our belts, and just being able to go through tough times really kind of helps you out, and I guess it can't get much worse than that. So, yeah, it's been nice, like realizing the SEC and how to be successful, I guess. So.
Yeah, and how to be successful. How do you be successful? Because this is a hard league.
It's really tough. It's a combination of stuff, location, mentality is a big part of it. So, I guess last year, just with not a whole lot of success, you kind of see what doesn't work and then how you can improve on that. So, I think that's helped us out a lot. Me, Grayson, Tuke, and all the rest of the new guys that were forced into that.
I like it. So we had Grayson here earlier, and he said, you guys are close. And I asked him, I said, how much were you guys leaning on each other? And to have those conversations, because you were both going through the same thing, and you could kind of relate. I just want to know your take on that.
I guess we didn't talk about it a whole lot last year, just because it was kind of happening, and it was, I guess it was really tough to kind of talk about it, just because it was just such a tough time for all of us, I guess. But we talked about it a lot.
Oh, nice play.
Wow.
All right.
Yeah, he's really good.
Yeah, isn't he?
Yeah, he's great. But, yeah, we've been talking about it a little bit more and kind of, I guess, like talking to each other and figuring everything out. So that's been really nice, just being able to have somebody like that that I can also compete against and compete with, I guess, and just kind of realize, like, that's the type of guy that I want to compete with and I guess be like. So it's been good.
So, I mean, I know he started right away in the weekend role. You were midweek, and then because of injuries again, you were then became the weekend guy. How was that transition for you?
It was tough, obviously. I mean,
was it?
Yeah, the SEC is so much different than I guess facing midweeks. I mean, no, obviously they're really good teams, but the SEC is just a different caliber, obviously. I mean, facing teams like LSU, Florida, they're really good. So, I mean, being able to face them last year, and I guess coming back this year, just I guess seeing what works, seeing guys like Paul Skeens, Ty Floyd, I don't know, Hurst and Waldrop, like those guys, seeing what success is and what it looks like has been really helpful. So,
but that's why you came here, to pitch against guys like that, right?
Exactly.
And to get seen and to go to the pros. Because I mean, if you go to the MLB, I mean, you're pitching against some guys that that you probably looked up to.
Exactly. So I mean, I guess that's what we all came here for. And last year was pretty disappointing, so we've all really worked hard and are trying to make up for that. And obviously, it was really disappointing for our fans and everybody that cares about this program. So we've been really trying to work on it this fall and just be more successful. So.
But it's also a new team too, right? So a lot of the guys that are here weren't here last year. They probably have heard about it from you.
Yeah.
But I mean, I just feel like the attitude would be different, right, going into this year, because that leave all that last year stuff in the past and just focus on the now.
I think it's really, I guess interesting.
Okay.
The competitiveness this year has been so much different than last year, just because it's like, we have to make this happen now. Like, this is some of the guys last year's. We've been together for 2 years now, most of us. So seeing how much it means to them has been really, I guess, weighed on us all summer. We could all think about it and really try and improve on that and just get better, all of us. So.
All right, so the tying run for them just moved up to third.
We don't like that.
Yeah, don't like that.
Yep.
Pizza's on the line. And
yeah.
I know it's just pizza, but like it's also pizza.
Yeah.
I mean, you want the pizza.
Want the pizza, not the run as well. So
yeah,
it's a big incentive.
Everyone keeps talking about the run.
Yeah.
The run, is it that brutal?
No, it's it's I guess saddening. I don't. Yeah, you're like running around while everyone's eating pizza, so it's not fun. We had that happen last year after getting run ruled.
So. You lost last year?
Yeah.
Yeah. And to be run ruled too?
Yeah, that was brutal.
Yeah. Oof.
Yeah. It's an insult to injury.
Yeah. So with all the experience you got last year, and I asked this question knowing that you are a sophomore, but do you feel old? I mean, do you feel older at least?
Yeah, much older.
Okay.
Wow.
Is that a ball?
He totally went.
Wow.
Um,
Oh, you got a double play ball potentially.
That's
though,
true.
So.
That's true.
But anyway, do you feel older?
Yeah, much. I mean, I feel like I've been through it and, more than most guys, I guess.
Okay.
At least as I don't know. I had a lot of innings last year compared to a lot of guys, so I think being able to help new guys out and trying to, I guess, tell them what works and what doesn't. Obviously, not a lot worked for us last year, so telling them mostly that. And we've all been trying to learn off each other, so the whole staff, at least, has been really working together and trying to figure out what works and what doesn't, seeing what success is, and talking about last year and how that played and all that stuff. So, yeah.
So what was a point of emphasis for you in terms of improving your game on the mound?
Just command, a lot of it.
Okay.
I think we all, especially for the whole staff, I think as a staff last year we were like top 10 in stuff. We had a ton of walks. We had a ton of strikeouts too, but that doesn't matter when you've guys in scoring position all the time, and gave up a lot of home runs. So I think there's a big emphasis on controlling the strike zone and controlling counts, because last year when we were ahead in the count, we would be really successful, and vice versa. So there's been a big emphasis on that.
It's a nice pitch.
Yeah, so that's been a big emphasis this fall for all the pitchers.
So this situation here, you got 2 outs. You're up a run, and Jackson Ross made it seem like if you guys get to 5, you may have this in the bag.
If we get to 5 runs?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
We got somebody who throws 100 coming in, and somebody who throws 96 with crazy rides. So that's good for us.
So
We got the
who
advantage
in
right
the bullpen's touching 100?
Galle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he throws pretty hard.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I know you were touching 98 last year in the fall. Are you?
Yeah, a little. I mean, I think it was one time.
Oh, okay.
One outing, the first outing or something like that.
Got it. Have you increased your velocity?
Not since I've
Okay.
hit 98 this fall. I've been throwing a little harder on average, I guess you would say.
Okay.
So that's been a little bit of a point of emphasis too, because last year it was tough to be throwing 90 to 93 or whatever it was.
Of course.
So just that was kind of a point of emphasis, and just command and all that stuff. So.
We're with 2 outs here, so I'm trying to be
That's
careful.
big.
Okay, there's strike
That's
2.
big.
That is big. This is one of those moments where you just sit back and watch.
Yeah,
right? I mean, one-run
exactly.
game. This is intense, but it's fun to have an intense environment, right?
In
for
fall,
the Pizza Bowl.
it's pretty awesome. Like, I don't think this happens a whole lot of places where it's this competitive, and obviously last year it wasn't because we got run ruled. So
yeah,
this has been kind of cool seeing a really close game, low scoring. Yes.
Oh, big pitch. Wow.
That's awesome.
Oh, this is fun.
That's great.
That's Pizza Bowl for you
Yeah,
right there.
that's
But
Pizza Bowl.
before I let you go, I mean, pizza's pizza, but like, why? Like, why is this so much fun?
It's just been like the whole week we've been building up. We had the Pizza Bowl draft on Monday, I think. So we've been talking crap to each other, messing with the other team, all that stuff. So it's been a really fun week, and it's just a big week for us leading up to the Omaha Challenge. So I think everybody gets really competitive when this happens.
Oh, yeah, they're talking.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
We had Andrew Fisher over, and he almost missed an inning because he was talking. So
Yeah, I
much
saw
over
that
here.
actually.
Yeah, what the heck, man?
I don't know.
I told him.
No
but
feel.
JT, appreciate you,
Yeah,
man.
thank you.
Yep.
I
Good luck in
appreciate
the
it.
Omaha
Yes, sir.
Challenge in the spring.
Thank
We'll
you.
see
We
you.
need it.
Thanks so much. JT Quinn talking with us. Really do appreciate his time. He pitched earlier today. Did a great job. Right now his team, Team Rivas, they're on top 3-2. Bottom half of the 8th inning coming up. This is fun. This is a good game. And I recognize, too, everyone watching at home, you're interested about the result and things of that nature, too. This is a lot of fun. It was a run rule last year, which I actually didn't know. So this is great. Who we got? Third base coach. Why are we're talking to the third base coach. The third base coach, Mr.
Yes.
Mallets.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
It's great to see you, Jake. I don't think we've ever formally met, actually. Yeah, you're one of the few guys I don't think I've actually had the chance to talk to.
All right.
But how's fall?
Really good.
Yeah.
Really good. Throwing a lot of bullpens. Getting back to.
I'm gonna put this a little closer to you if that's okay. There you go.
Yeah. Getting back to 100% bullpens. I don't know if
people know or not, but I got Tommy John surgery last November, so I'm coming back from that right now.
Yeah.
So sideline for the fall, but I'll be back in the spring.
Yeah, I was going to say, based on this picture last year, you got more hair.
I do.
You're growing it out?
Yes. I had a pretty good amount of hair our 2022 year whenever we went to the national championship. I let it grow out throughout the year. That's one of my superstitions. If I'm pitching well, I let the hair grow, and I mean, if I'm doing good, it's going to be long.
Yeah. So how's the recovery going? I mean, how are you feeling?
Recovery's going well. Recovery's going really well. Let's see. I only got 2 more weeks of bullpens until I'm cleared, technically. But I just happened to actually pull my hamstring in the middle of a bullpen, which Coach Bianco told me has never happened to one of his pitchers before, so there's a first for everything. But yeah, that happened last bullpen, so I think I might be sidelined for this next one, and I might have to push it back.
You're a mess, Josh.
I know.
We need you.
I know. So I might have to push it back a couple days, but I'll for sure be back in the spring.
Well, at least a hamstring is a lot easier to come back from than Tommy John.
100%.
So let's talk about it. What was your road to recovery like? Because, talking with Riley a little bit about his, he said it was about little victories for him, right? Just not thinking, oh, I have 12 months. It's like, okay, I can throw today, or I can do this today. How about you? How are you feeling during that whole process?
Yeah, no, kind of piggybacking off what he said, like the little accomplishments and everything, like being able to check off, like, hey, I threw this day, I got to this distance, I threw with this intent. Just feeling comfortable, especially coming back from Tommy John, like knowing, hey, my arm did give out on me, and now I have a new ligament. I have a new arm pretty much that's going to help me come back. But no, yeah, like being able to check off the accomplishments. Like my first time throwing a bullpen, I was really nervous, checked it off. Then I went up to 50% intent bullpens, 75%, now 100% intent. And it's just those little wins, feeling good every day, coming back. It's really like a breath of fresh air. So.
What about for your mental? Was it tough?
Yeah, mental. Oh,
this might
right above us.
This might. No, it's just out. That is the one thing that I was skeptical about. If it happened right here, whoever's at first base, they're diving. Like we're done. We are crashing down there. But anyway, the mental side of your recovery.
Yeah, no,
had to be tough.
It was tough, but luckily we've got good support here. Family obviously was supportive. All the teammates were supportive. And especially coming from myself, I'm really mentally tough about that stuff. And, it sucked getting the news that I had to get surgery, but I was optimistic about it and looked at it as an opportunity to get better and come back stronger.
With the way last year went and knowing that, the pitching staff needs some help, was it tough to be sidelined and to watch last year unfold?
Yeah, it's always tough watching a team not do the greatest and not do as good as they should do. Especially not being able to help out is really hard. But, no, we had a lot of young guys, and they had to fill the void of me, Hunter, some guys got sidelined, Matt Parento, Riley Maddox.
Yeah.
So, I mean, watching from the side and seeing the guys not do as good as they should have been was hard, but no doubt in my mind they're going to come back and be better this year, for sure.
Absolutely. Now with you in the mix, after you come back from the hamstring, obviously, you'll be back and better than ever.
Yes.
So, what team are you on tonight? Or who are you coaching for tonight, rather?
I am coaching for Team Morel. So we are currently down by 1.
Missed opportunity last inning.
I know, really big opportunity.
You leave guys on second and third. What was the morale like over there? After that?
I don't want to say it was down.
Okay.
We're never going to be down. The game's still going. We got life. But, it was a missed opportunity, and we're going to come back, bounce back, and hopefully have we got 2 more innings left? 9, 10?
Yeah,
we got
9, 10.
2 more opportunities to hit.
Okay.
So we'll make the most of those.
How about this guy at the plate right now in Groff? Who's he like? I mean, what's he like when he's not got a baseball bat and a ball glove on his hand?
He's a really good guy. He's been around the block for sure. I think this is his 6th year in college. Started at Tulane, came here last year for his 5th year. Had a really good year. Unfortunately, our team was not as good as we'd like to, so he decided to come back for his last year eligibility.
Did he go?
I think he did.
Oh, they say he went around. Oh, he can't believe it either.
But no, he's a really good guy, especially. He's been around for so long that he helps all the young guys, and he's just a really good team guy for sure.
So, I mean, you're I feel like an older guy too. So many newcomers. How have you made them feel welcome?
you know, all the new guys, I told them I was in their shoes, especially the guys who were struggling. My freshman year, if you go and watch it and see all the stuff, it was not pretty. It really was not pretty. So I've been in their shoes, and I know what it feels like to struggle. And, you know, it's not easy to come from that. But I always tell them, like, hey, man, bounce back. There's always going to be another opportunity, and you got to be optimistic about it.
And that's the beauty of the game, right? I mean, you can come back the next day, struggle on Friday, come back Saturday, and you can wash that.
Yep.
Right? As a pitcher, though, sometimes you got to wait. Is it harder in your shoes than as a pitcher? You're like, man, now I got to wait a couple days. I can't just go back the next day and try to bounce back?
Yeah, some people wear it differently.
Okay.
I mean, I like to flush it as soon as possible. I don't like to hang my head on it. Some guys dwell on it for longer, but I mean, if we're pitching on Friday night and we don't do well, we got to come back Saturday and Sunday and support our team and hope for a win. Regardless of pitching or not, it's great to just be a team morale guy and bring other people out.
Wow.
Good
that
inning.
was a pretty sick pitch.
Really good inning. It's from my high school as well. Wes Mendez.
Really?
Yeah, Tampa Jesuit.
Did you guys collide, or were you?
Unfortunately, no. He was on
Okay.
JV my senior year, and that was the year that got banged from COVID anyways in 2020.
Gotcha.
So I wasn't really too close with him. Obviously stayed in contact with him because I knew he was a stud ball player at my high school.
Okay.
And then originally was committed to Vanderbilt, then came up here on a visit. I was his host.
Yeah.
Got him to commit here.
No way.
Yep.
What was your sales pitch, if you don't mind me ending on that?
All right. I didn't really have a sales pitch. He told me that he asked a former Tennessee player whether or not he would have, or where he could have played in college, and he said Ole Miss, and I kind of encouraged him like that. That said, you know, Ole Miss is a great place to be.
Funny how
Can't
all
go
that,
wrong.
Funny how all that works out. Huh?
Yep.
So, Mr. Mallets, thank you so much. I appreciate it. You're a man of the people, and hopefully that hammy heals up soon.
It'll be feeling better.
It'll be feeling better. First ever guy in the Mike Bianco era, like ever, to he pulled a hamstring.
Oh, yeah, no, he did it.
Yeah.
Did it, I don't know, 2 days ago?
What the heck?
No, it might have been yesterday. Wait. No, 2 days ago, yeah.
2 days ago?
Because I threw a bullpen, and then, okay. Long story short, so pitchers did VP, and I got to throw a bullpen. And then he actually needed to throw a bullpen after that. And then it was like fourth pitch. I was like, you're looking good.
Yeah.
And I turn around, next thing you know, he's like holding his hamstring. I'm like, what the heck? I was like, how do you even do that?
I don't know how you do that. Jake, by the way.
Luke, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. How's your fall going?
I would say it's going pretty darn well. You know, tonight's a little bit different. They told me they were going to start mixing some stuff up, so you know they got to me early, but you know had to fight. But yeah, overall it's going really well.
How's the environment tonight? I mean, this is your first Pizza Bowl.
Yeah, this is.
So
this is pretty darn cool. I mean, of course it's not a packed house, but like coming in today, you know the expectations were high. You know this is probably the most fans I've ever had at a scrimmage, and then more than I had at most games last year. So it's crazy that this is like happening in November and they have this many people. So yeah.
How has the I've asked a lot about culture and chemistry and in your shoes too. What's that been like?
It's been the easiest transition I've ever had in my life.
Really?
Yeah. So, you know, I've always been like kind of a kid that's like to stay in situations.
And where was your last stop? Sorry to.
Arizona State.
Yeah. Okay.
So I was at Arizona State last year, and I'm originally from Baton Rouge. So I didn't want to leave home. You know, I was kind of like comfortable there. It's like, dang, I would never leave high school if I wanted to.
Yeah.
So that transition to Arizona State was kind of hard, and then, you know, the team was good and all that stuff, but it wasn't the same. And then coming back, decided to go to Ole Miss, and I was like, you know, let's see how this goes. Like, but I couldn't have been, like, this was the best situation ever. It's as simple as when you walk in and they all, like, scream your name, like, they walk up, introduce themselves, and now it's like we're all best friends. Like, anyone and everyone goes eats together. Now, granted, you're not going to go eat with the one guy every single day, but it's the best culture I've ever been a part of, and being a part of that is honestly a blessing, and Coach B's done an amazing job setting that standard, so it's been amazing.
So Luke Hill's with us. And, you know, I was talking to Coach B, actually, to start the broadcast, and you made a fantastic play over there at shortstop. And you know, that's the first, the ball was hit to you. He stopped his answer just to watch you make the play, and he looks at me and goes, he's pretty good. I was like, yeah, I was going to say play like that. What was your first conversation with him like?
Okay, honestly, so out of the portal, like first ever conversation I've ever had.
Uh-huh.
Hey, how you doing? I was like, look, I'm being completely honest. Can you please call me tomorrow? Because my phone, like, I'm not trying to say this in a bad way, but yeah.
Ooh, oh.
No. that's sad.
We need that. You need that energy, though. You guys are down 1 run. But anyway, continue.
But so the portal was really crazy, and I was actually asleep when I first entered the portal, and I wake up and my phone's going everywhere. And then Coach B called me, and I was like, oh my goodness, like I really want to go here. I was like, look, Coach B, I'm really stressed. Like, just I promise to you, I will give you every bit of attention. Just call me in the morning, please. He's understood, and from that moment on, I knew he was awesome. But that first conversation, full conversation, I liked how he was up front. Yeah.
That's a nice hit.
Yeah. I like how he was upfront and honest with everything.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's one thing I value a lot as a person, so I loved it. It was awesome. Pretty smooth conversation, I would say, yeah.
I find it funny that, you know, normally coaches, they don't sleep during portal season, but obviously you guys do.
Oh, yeah.
The pressure's not on you, right?
Yeah, no. Okay, well, it is kind of.
It is kind of.
But yeah, no, I was like, I need to get some rest. Keep in mind, it was like 4:30, and then my name officially entered the portal, and then everything went haywire, so.
I think, was it Andrew, I believe, had like 15 missed calls or something.
Yeah.
Was that ludicrous for you, too?
Okay, so he's a little bit different. So mine was like I would answer every single one, but like I would answer one and I'd miss like 4. And then I'd answer the one that like called the second time and I'd miss another 4. And it was just absolutely haywire. And then my phone just shut off. Like it didn't work for like 10 minutes at one point. I was like, dang, this is like the worst timing for my phone to shut off.
Yeah.
And it just stopped working. So, but yeah, I had a lot of calls.
So you've alluded to it a little bit, but why Ole Miss? Was it the history of the program that you also mentioned the coaching staff too? Are you?
I'm on deck.
Oh, you're on deck.
Good.
Oh, okay. When you can just take off the headset and go. You don't need to answer to me.
All right.
But why?
Ole Miss, atmosphere and success. They win and they produce a lot at my position. So kind of having that opportunity and coming in, they lost Gonzo. Now of course he didn't promise me anything, but he was like, look, we have an open spot, and they produce shortstops and it's proven and they win. So those are all 3 things that like I was attracted to, and I love the coaching staff. They're very open to me. They welcome me with open arms, and yeah, it was a perfect fit.
So I think I'm being told he needs to go. Oh, yeah. Okay, he's in the hole. Okay, so we're good. Yeah, with 2 outs. Okay. So what's the morale like for you guys right now down the run?
Attack. So you know, yeah, we're in a. Oh my god, this is a huge at bat. But I know.
Yeah,
we're good.
We're good. Everyone.
We're good, but yeah, no, you got to attack and you got to step on their neck right now, because if we don't and we give them life in the bottom of the 9th, they could put it away and then back, and you know it could turn backwards for us. So we need to capitalize right here and go to the top of the 10th with a huge lead if I want, but at least a tie game in my opinion.
I feel like these guys, everyone's so locked in. They need you in the hole right now. They keep looking down at you like, hey, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So, but you're locked in. So
I'm locked.
He's locked in, guys. Don't worry.
Don't worry.
He's still locked in.
Come on, Chiz.
Oh, that's a good pitch.
All right.
It's a coin stuff. Yep, go ahead and
All
go.
right, you have a good one.
Appreciate it. We'll talk to you in the spring. That's Luke Hill, the Arizona State transfer. He's on deck, so we had to cut that one short, but that's okay. I mean, this is a great game. We played to the 10th inning. Right now we're in the top half of the 9th. So this is a good pizza bowl. Stick with us. This is a ton of fun. Sam Tacoyan's out on the mound, and if you didn't know, Sam Tacoyan hasn't really pitched much this fall. So you're getting a first glimpse of his outing this fall. So we need to shout out the base running too, right there. That's Caden Irving, freshman, over at third base. Tying run for Team Morrell is at third base. Now keep in mind, if you're just joining us, Team Morrell had runners on second and third base in an attempt to tie it. Just saying. This is going to be a lot of fun. John Kramer at the plate now. Where's the ball? Unbelievable. And we're tied in the 9th. Wow. This is a fun pizza bowl. Pizza's on the line. Loser's going to run. Oh. Brand new ball game now, but we appreciate you joining us. We really do. This is the first time I think we've done something like this in quite a bit. Just car wash and interviews. Coaches were in here. We had great conversations with Coach Bianco, Coach Lafferty, and Coach Clem. about the transfer portal, a lot of these newcomers, how the fall has been. Coaches have really been high on everybody's performance this fall as a team.
Gotta be there. Gotta be perfect. Gotta be perfect.
3-0 count. Let's see what happens. All right, leading run on the base pass for Team Morrell. The ball got loose in front of the first base dugout, so Kramer moves up to second base. Now that's a real game changer. So now the leading run for Team Morrell's on second base, but I think our umpires are going to come together. Kyle Birnbauer is working on our next guest. Not sure who it's going to be, but this game is entertaining enough and a lot of fun. See what our umpires decide here. Communication missed it. Had a couple home runs tonight. Braden Randall, the freshman, went yard. He hit that one off of Grayson Saunier. Jackson Ross, who he had earlier on, his 8th home run of the fall. He went yard earlier. So our previous guest, Luke Hill, is at the plate. You heard about how locked in he was. And with 2 outs, he's got the leading run on second base. Luke Hill, sophomore, all Pac-12 honorable mention last year. Hit .314 a season ago.
Nobody. 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 No one. You're good.
I believe that was a pitch clock violation on Tukoyan.
Nobody, Kramer, nobody. Nobody, you're good. Nobody. Nobody.
Intense Pizza Bowl. So Hill has a 2-1 count. There are 2 outs. 3-3 tie, top of the 9th. We're playing to 10 innings.
Nobody, Kramer, nobody. Nobody.
3-1 now to Hill.
Nobody, Kramer, nobody. Nobody, nobody. You're good.
First and second now for Team Morrell. And previous guest of the show, Andrew Fisher, comes up to bat. So if you're wondering why we don't have any guests right now, I think it's because of the intensity of this Pizza Bowl. So Xavier Rivas, you're probably seeing on your screen, he's making a pitching change. And we heard absolute wonderful things about the back end of the bullpen for Team Rivas. A lot of good movement on their pitches. So Tukoyan's night done. And actually, Cole Tolbert's out on the mound. So Tolbert, previous guest of the broadcast. Hi. Sorry, you just got sprung on me. Sorry, yeah, please sit. Mr. Rabe?
Yes, sir.
So I did say it correct.
Yes,
right?
sir.
Rabe,
yeah.
R-A-B-E.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. You're a freshman.
Yes, sir.
Your first Pizza Bowl.
Yes, sir.
I've just been talking about how intense this all is.
Yeah, it's very intense.
How are you dealing with the intensity and the competitiveness?
Yes, sir. I really like it.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had the scrimmages, but something about playing against your teammates and guys that you're really familiar with just makes it a little bit more, like, there's more bragging rights to it.
Yeah.
And then, you know, the draft and we had a Pizza Bowl practice on Wednesday and the build-up to it just makes it really fun.
Have you, as a freshman, leaned on anybody in particular for advice?
Yes, sir. I've gone to a lot of guys. Almost every pitcher that's like a returner. There are not a lot of returners on this team, but all the guys that are coming back are just like so willing to help out. So Grayson, JT, Mason Nichols, Mitch, they'll just give you a bunch of advice about just how to handle pitching, and you know, they're really good at helping out with the mental side of it and just what it's like to go out and pitch here and what to expect and how to handle that. So, and those are things that sometimes coaches can't do. So having your teammates there to help you out is huge for that.
What's the best piece of advice they've given you?
I mean, a lot of, like Grayson right here, he kind of told me when I first got here, he was like, just as a freshman, like you don't try to be like too perfect. A lot of guys are scared to get hurt, and they don't want to give up a bomb or something like that. And if you just go right at them, you're gonna have way more success. And I've started doing that, and it really helped me just from the beginning of the fall, filling it up, throwing a lot of strikes, not trying to be too picky.
Taylor Rabe with us, freshman pitcher. Who are we rooting for tonight? Who do you got? You got
Red.
You're Red. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. So you guys got the momentum.
Yeah, big at bat right here.
Yeah, huge.
Yeah.
So individually, your journey to Ole Miss. So Ole Miss offered you.
Yes, sir.
After the national championship win.
Yes, sir.
How surreal was that? You know, when you got a team that just wins it all, and they call you and they say, "We want you to be part of the future."
It was awesome. I talked to them, and then while they were there, and I kind of had an idea that they were going to come out and watch me. And so I was kind of waiting, and, you know, I really wanted to perform while they were there. So they came and watched me at WWBA, and I had a really good outing. And they offered me, it didn't take me long, I think, maybe a few days. And I didn't even visit. I just watched a YouTube video, and then came up here later on, about a month later, and I was like blown away by the facilities in person, and then what I really didn't know when committing was like how cool Oxford is.
I can keep you here. You're done for the night?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just making sure. Because I'm going, honestly, I just go through all the freshmen. I type your name in Google, and for you, a lot of stuff popped up too.
Yes,
I love what your high school coach said about you, that you're the hardest working kid that they have.
Yes, sir.
That they had. So how much work did you put into your game?
Yes, sir. Well, when I was like a freshman, I was like 6 foot, 140 pounds.
Okay.
And so I knew that I had like potential because my dad's 6'6", my mom's 5'11", so I knew I was going to get tall. And I knew, so I just had a few people believe in me. My high school coach, some of my trainers had a lot of faith in me that I could, you know, pitch at a high level. And I just always wanted to pitch in the SEC. That was my goal. And so I think when a lot of people like wouldn't have really looked at me and thought that would be a kid that in 4 years would be pitching at Ole Miss, I just like believed in myself that entire time and went to work and just kind of, I really got serious in the weight room and put on about 10 pounds, 15 pounds every year.
Good for you.
And then started really throwing a lot, long tossing. So all those things really helped.
So I was reading a lot about your guys', I believe it was your, what year did you win the state championship?
We never won.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you go to the state championship? Because you broke your nose,
yes,
right?
Sir. Yeah. So
my gosh.
Yeah. That was last season, my senior season. So, yeah.
How tough was that?
It was frustrating because it was just like something that you, like, never really, you don't see that coming. So people are always telling you, like, don't take your last game for granted. And I always kind of thought of that as, like, your season ends on a loss, and you did everything you can, but you still didn't get the job done, and you take that for, like, don't take that for granted. I never really thought of it as like having an injury like that. And so, you know, my last at bat of high school, I remember going back to the dugout and thinking, like, I don't think that's my last at bat. You know, I thought there'd be more coming. So that was really frustrating. And I had a really good, like, the guys in my and my senior class I'd played with since I was like 10 years old, and so it was a really close group, and it was just a tough way to end our careers with those guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Taylor Rabe with us, freshman pitcher. So what's in your repertoire? What pitches you throw?
Yes, sir. So I throw four-seam fastball, a slider, and a changeup.
Okay. And I read you added a sinker?
Yes, sir. I throw the sinker a little bit.
Okay.
I've thrown it less here because being able to just command 3 pitches in the zone, and really be able to execute those pitches in any count was bigger than having 4 pitches and one of them being a distant pitch. So that'd be something that I could work on this winter.
So what is winter? Well, I mean, you're a freshman. So what do you think winter will be like for you?
Yes, sir. So I'll go back home, and I think it'll be a really good time to put on weight because here we're so busy and there's so much that we're doing every day that it can be hard to, you're walking to class and then, you wake up at 7 and you don't really get back until 8 p.m. So
wow,
it's hard. It can be hard to gain weight here, but especially when you're a freshman. But I think when I'm in the winter, I'll just have more time to sleep, more time to eat, just make and cook my own meals and stuff like that. So I'm excited for that, and also just kind of you'll have more time to yourself to work on the things that, the small things, So I'm excited for that.
What will be your go-to meals to put on some weight?
Honestly, I'm not very good at cooking, so what I kind of started doing was just eating hot dogs. I would just put them in the microwave.
Oh, okay.
So I'll come back from a workout and have 5 hot dogs.
5 hot dogs?
Yeah.
With a bun and
Yeah.
everything? Wow, that's a big play.
Yeah, that's huge. It's a tough guy to get out.
That's a nice play, too. But, okay, 5 hot dogs with
Yes, sir.
bun?
Yeah, so I'm thinking that's about 1,200 calories, and that's really big for. And then after that, I'll probably eat some ice cream too. Ice cream and hot dogs are kind of go.
The ice cream and hot dog
Yeah.
diet. Yeah, I can't wait to talk to you in the spring
Yes,
and
sir.
see how that went.
Yeah, I haven't had any hot dogs in a long time, just since I've been here. I don't really think they'd smell too good in my dorm room. So.
Who are you living with?
Hudson Calhoun.
Oh, I'm sure he'll be sick of hot dogs and
Yeah.
the smell of hot dogs
Yeah,
after.
we tried a little, a week of keeping food like milk and eggs and stuff like that, just to try to make stuff with, and it ended up just smelling horrible.
So you got a dining hall,
Yes, sir.
right? But you're going to stick with the hot dogs?
Yeah, so I think once I get a house next year, I'll
Yeah.
definitely go back to the hot dogs.
Okay.
And a kitchen and stuff like that. But right now, I'm we're going to the dining hall for breakfast and lunch, and then at dinner, we're probably gonna go out with the team and eat somewhere.
Okay. Do they offer cooking classes at Ole Miss? Do you know?
Yeah, I actually got an email today about
Did you?
a Thanksgiving cooking class, so I might have to do that.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah, it'd be a good skill to have.
And honestly, you could cook for the guys too. But
Yeah.
but then the problem is they'd all come to you to cook for them. So that would
Exactly,
be. But, so you mentioned ice cream.
Yes, sir.
I'm an ice cream aficionado myself.
Yes, sir.
What's your go-to?
Man, I'll eat anything. I just eat a lot of it. I really like cookies and cream or Reese's, something with peanut butter in it.
Okay.
That adds to the calories.
I guess
so.
technically that's protein.
Yes,
I guess
sir.
the peanut butter
Yeah,
because
it's
you're looking
dairy,
to put on
dairy and peanut butter.
Dairy and peanut butter.
So.
We're talking hot dogs and ice cream with Taylor Rabe, one of our freshman pitchers. You're rooting for Team Revis, right?
Yeah. No, Team
Morrell. Sorry,
Yes, sir.
man. It's one giant inter squad.
Yes, sir.
You know, and it's a lot of fun. There's an out, maybe.
Needs to be an out.
Ooh, good control.
It is scary.
So, in terms of coming from high school to Ole Miss academically, and it can even be playing baseball too.
Mhm.
What's been the biggest eye opener or biggest thing to transition to?
Academically, I think if I wasn't a baseball player, it would be very easy to take care of my grades. But just because of all the stuff that we have to do around school, it just makes it difficult. So I've had to really get good about. I have a schedule on paper that I write down all the things I have to do that week, and like checking your emails more, checking on your classes more. But we also have like one thing that kind of blew me away was how many resources we have here.
Okay.
So like, I have a tutor that I meet with every Wednesday, and that's super helpful. And then I have a mentor that helps me stay organized and meets with me and talks about how my classes are going. And that just makes it really, really easy to get things done in those like the time blocks that you're with them.
Absolutely.
And then
Good hack, Wood.
baseball.
I like that.
One thing that I kind of noticed here was like just how much time we're putting into it and how hard we're working. Like in high school, I would work really hard on my own, and that's why I would be really frustrated when I would lose. But here, you put in so much work with your team, and you put in so much time that it makes it so that like you really, like it's not, you really like can't lose. Like it's not worth it to put in that much time, and it just makes it like so, like there's one goal you got to win because you've done so much that it would just be such a waste to lose. So.
I read that your GPA was a 4.5.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How? As someone, I was a straight B student.
Yes, sir.
So I was never the best. But when it comes to, because I mean, you guys went to a state championship. You're 8-0 in your final year of high school baseball. I mean, more on your resume for those at home wondering. We're chatting with Taylor Rabe. Yeah, that's got to be caught, right? But you were the number 1 rated, in terms from Perfect Game, number 1 rated right-handed pitcher in the state of South Carolina.
Yes, sir.
How in the world were you able to get a 4.5 GPA and maintain this high level of success that you did on the baseball field?
My mom's a teacher. Okay. So she was always like really helpful with like just making sure like that I was organized, and I also think that I had a lot of good teachers and a lot of good people around me that like wanted me to succeed and that I could always reach out to for help. So I got really lucky with that. I had some teachers that were coaches and teachers that I just always tried to be a guy that has a really good relationship with his teachers, so that like if you did struggle, then you can go to them and talk and be like, I'm really struggling with this. Like, can I get some extra work, or can I retake something? And when you've created that relationship, it makes it a lot easier.
Spoken like a true teacher's son, right there, right? I mean, if your mom was on the other, she knows what she wants to see in a student, and she has raised one, the perfect student. Yep. Well, Taylor, I'm going to get you out of here because this is a close ball game. 3-3, we're going to the 10th. Go be with your guys.
Yes, sir.
This is
Appreciate
going to be a lot of fun. Looking forward to the spring, man. Thanks so much. It's Taylor Rabe, one of our freshman pitchers here for the Ole Miss Rebels. And, because this is such an intense game, we'll see who even wants to come over here and chat. I actually have no idea who will come over here and chat. So it looks like we're done in terms of that. Actually, let's bring in Kyle Birnbauer, huh? Why not? Come on in, Kyle. This has been, we have to thank Kyle. He's helped us a lot with getting these interviews in tonight. Don't even. You smile like that. Sit down. You know your job. So your job's done tonight.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, hey, we appreciate it.
No problem.
The interviews are a lot of fun. Hopefully, people at home had fun with them too.
I hope so too. People keep asking me what it's looked like, and I don't know. I'm down here.
So
really? I hope it's looked good. I hope it's gone good.
Well, we put our faith and trust into Davis Harper and Mike again upstairs.
Yeah.
Tony Ma over here too. He's been great for us as well. So. The reason why we don't have anybody else is because this is such a good game.
Yes, correct. I felt like the final inning tied 3-3. We might go to extras.
Oh, we might go to extras?
Somebody has to win the pizza. Somebody has to eat the pizza, and somebody has to watch the other team eat the pizza. So if we do go to extras, the situation, I believe, will be the innings will start with 1 out and bases loaded.
1 out and bases loaded?
So, yeah.
This is unhinged.
So if they don't win, if this team doesn't win right here, we'll go 1 out, bases loaded.
That was just off the end of the bat. He just missed that.
I'm being told no extra innings, but I believe there are extra innings.
No extra innings, but
yes.
Oh, you and Tony Ma are going back and forth.
I believe because
no,
he doesn't want extra.
He doesn't want extra innings. Oh, okay. Meanwhile, Clem,
they don't want extra innings. Well, sorry to break the news.
Well, sorry, Micah and Davis.
Micah, to break the news, but somebody has to win the pizza. They can't all eat the pizza. One team has to eat the pizza. but I believe it's bases loaded, 1 out to get through it faster.
So when we first put this broadcast format together, I don't think we were expecting a tie game going into the final.
No. Last year's game, which was my first Pizza Bowl, was an absolute blowout. I believe we enacted the 10-run rule.
We did. I heard that.
So, if I remember correctly. So, actually, yeah, I was expecting a blowout. I was expecting...
You were expecting a blowout?
Well, last time it was a blowout.
Yeah. Kyle Bernbauer is our baseball SID. Just wrapped up with soccer. He's been getting all the interviews.
Back and forth.
The guys were fun. It seemed like they were all very receptive about the interviews.
Yeah, I had one.
Who rejected us?
I don't know if I want to call him out.
Oh, okay, we're not going to call him out.
But I had one say, because everybody, I asked them, do you want to do this? You know,
yeah.
It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be up to them. I say, do you want to do this? And one guy said, no, not really. And I said,
don't blame him. To sit next to me for 10 minutes, it's awful.
I said, oh, come on. It's fun. It's informal. And that was all it took.
Yeah, that's okay.
He came on over. He had just pitched 2 great innings. I don't know why you wouldn't want to do this.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll figure out who it was.
And this is great practice for the spring. In the spring, you pitch good. You come out.
You're
probably going to get thrown on a headset if we're on TV.
You got to talk to somebody. Uh-oh, that's a high drive. He's pipping that.
I think this game
is it fair?
Over.
No!
Reagan Burford.
Burford with the bomb.
That should be a walk-off.
Top of the 10th.
Oh, top. I thought we were in the bottom. My bad.
The bullpen has even come out to celebrate. The bullpen's out.
The bullpen's out. It's not a walk-off. I don't know that I've ever seen that.
Pizza Bowl mayhem.
Well, there you go. Yeah. Well, maybe no extras. There's potential that Team Rivas can tie it or pull off a walk-off.
He's doing
what is he doing?
Curls.
He's doing
they have a curl bar in there, and he just did how many?
I heard 8.
I heard 8.
10.
10 maybe.
We're being told 10. We're being told 10.
4-3 Team
10
morale
curls.
on top.
Oh,
he just missed that too, or maybe.
No, that's
Who's this? Bo Gatlin. Yep, just shy of it.
I wonder what the 10. I wonder how they come up with that number.
Yeah, why 10
curls? Is it the 10th inning?
I wish they told me that. Maybe. Since it's in the 10th inning, you do 10 curls.
Interesting.
Well, thanks for filling time. I appreciate it.
No problem.
This is, we figured we put you to work. We were making you run back and forth.
I didn't really know what we were going to do. If this was not a close game, I probably would have kept pulling guys, but I just wanted them, and I know they want to be in it.
Yeah.
They want to, in a situation like that, celebrating with their team.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because right now, Team Morale gets to eat pizza as it stands. So.
And another pitching change.
Pitching change.
So Cole Tolbert is out. A lot of new guys.
Patrick Galley, I believe.
Yep, it's Galley. Does Reagan Burford have 5 minutes, you think?
Let's find out.
Let's find out what Reagan Burford's up to. Because Reagan Burford, we were told earlier about him being Energizer Bunny. 2 outs. Yeah, I think you're right, because there are 2 outs, maybe not. Because he's got to go out and he's got to go out in the field. So I don't know if Burford's still at second base or not. I'm guessing.
Probably, yeah.
He's got to go out there and play.
I haven't seen too many lineup changes yet today.
Which, honestly, we were talking is kind of shocking.
Yeah, I thought they were supposed to get people in and get at bats. So I thought it would happen more. I don't know. There's special rules to this game.
Yeah. You've been around Reagan Burford, and you could probably attest to this too. He's a high energy guy.
Absolutely. That's why he's I don't want to say he's a captain without them voting a captain, but he's certainly in a position to be a leader on this team. And because of his energy, he helps bring in energy. And also, if you don't know, he does a great Elvis impersonation.
Oh, he does a great Elvis impersonation.
I've seen it on the bus.
I was actually going to bring that up because he's in charge of the karaoke contest. Or is it?
Yeah. Last year.
It
was my first experience with it. When we went to Minnesota, we get on the bus, and he gets up there and made every new guy do a bit of karaoke. They all pick a song, they do a couple seconds, and then inevitably get booed off the stage. So it doesn't matter if they are good, it doesn't matter if they are bad, they will get booed till they go back and sit down. It's just part of tradition. And Reagan Burford closed it out with a Elvis song in a great impersonation.
Do you know what Elvis song it was?
I do not remember.
Okay.
I do not recall.
Well, at some point, maybe we can chat with him about that.
Maybe we'll do a post game.
We could try.
Post game. I don't want to keep anybody here longer. But
yeah, if they're waiting to set up the pizza.
Yeah, if that proves to be the game winner there.
Yeah, we'll chat with them. Hard hit ball by Furness. So you managed to dodge the karaoke. You're looking at
yeah. I didn't know where you were going with
that. They didn't call you up to sing.
No, I did not get.
How did you escape that?
I don't know. I really thought I was going to.
Were you scared?
But, oh yeah, absolutely. Never done karaoke in my life, so.
What was the song?
I have no idea. I don't know. So yeah, I was a little worried about getting roped into that, but didn't. That's fine. I'm just.
Yeah, it's one of those things you're fine not participating.
Yeah, absolutely fine.
Yeah.
It was really great to watch, and I didn't need to be a part of it.
So Reagan Burford's home run puts Team Morrell on top 4-3 here in the 10th. We're playing 2-10. Furness up to second base. This has been a fun evening. I'm glad we're doing this.
Yeah, absolutely.
People have shown up too. And I'm glad it's not like it was last year, where
a blowout.
Then it ended in a blowout. Yeah.
The nice thing about last year is they handed out national championship rings.
Sorry. That.
So
that's special in its own.
Yes, it was a blowout, but there was a prize waiting at the end.
That's a fair ball. Furness scores.
Caden Irving, 2 hits there.
Caden Irving, the freshman.
Off the bench, 2 hits.
He scored the tying run, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
And then Burford hit the home run.
And then just drove in another run.
Scored the tying run in the 9th. And then brings in another. That's a lot of fun. One person we didn't talk to was him. We talked to a lot of freshmen today. The freshmen are impressive. They were good. But more on Caden Irving. In fact, going through his fall numbers, he was struggling a little bit. He was just 2 for 27 at the plate.
Okay.
Shown up in the Pizza Bowl win. I don't want to say this game matters more than other inter-squads and other scrimmages, but
they might say it does.
They might say it does. So I'm going to say it does.
Yeah. I bet they would, competition against each other is always nice, and I bet they would say this means more.
This
them.
means more. Good one. See what you did there. See what you
did
did there.
I did that on purpose. I 100% did that on purpose. Big TV guy here.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I love being in front of the camera instead of behind it. I'm always in front of it. So.
Good. Right there.
One thing we haven't seen Mitch Morrell pitch in this game yet.
He said he was going to earlier.
And he's going to pitch in this game because
he's a captain. He has to.
Braden Jones currently is the interim manager of Team Morrell.
Oh.
So I believe Mitch Morrell is in the bullpen and set to close this game out.
Yes, he is. He's in the bullpen.
Which would be pretty cool to see as the captain of his team be able to close out a win for his team.
Well, it was funny when we were talking with Xavier Rivas. This could be the final out. Oh, and it's not. Wow. 6-3. Team Morrell running away with it here in the 10th.
They've been down
until
down since the 4th inning.
Yeah.
5th inning. Comeback win to eat the pizza in front of your teammates.
What a turnaround, huh? John Kramer at the plate now. So when I was talking about Xavier Rivas, he said, I kind of feel like the dad that's putting his son in to start because he's the captain and he started himself today. That's a deep drive by Kramer. It's got a chance.
Not caught.
This 10th inning continues to be a ton of fun for Team Morrell. And I think John Kramer was done running at second base. He could have made up to third, but he said, no, I'm good.
John Kramer's done a lot of running today.
Said, no, we're good.
He's been on base a lot.
Well, we're playing to the bottom half of the 10th. Team Rivas has some work to do, but coming into pitch, you have a very highly motivated Mitch Morrell, who's captaining his team that's now on top. The storylines are unfolding here, and this is fun.
I'm not sure you could have written it any better.
Yeah. Well, you know, who's not writing the recap is you. You're making Josie do it.
It's her first time. She needs to learn. This will be a good one to learn with. She's probably listening right now.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Because I already got a little bit about me being on the mic, but
oh, you did?
She told me earlier she's not really familiar with a lot of baseball words, so I got to go teach her up some words. You know.
Got it. Well, here's a pitching change. Let's step aside and be quiet for a little bit, because let everybody digest what's going on here in the 10th inning.
That'd be great.
4 runs in the top of the 10th, 7-3, Team Morrell on top of Team Rivas. Let's take a chill pill for a little bit. We'll be back in about a minute or so.
Okay.
Pizza Bowl 2023. I was joking with Mike Bianco earlier that this is the Swayze cast.
Oh, yeah.
It flows.
Yeah, absolutely.
It flows.
Is that what it looks? I mean, I don't know what it looks like.
Yeah, we don't
so
have
I
a.
assume we're on like it's like Manning cast.
It's like a Manning cast. Yeah. Unfortunately, they get us this view.
That's not good for the people at home.
I promise we had Mike Bianco on earlier. Mike Clement on earlier, Carl Rafferty.
If you're just tuning in, you missed it all.
You missed it all. And because this is such a good game is the reason why we haven't had anybody in this seat.
Correct.
So instead, we settled for Kyle Birnbauer.
Yeah, you get me. No, yeah, it's true. You get me instead of one of the players because.
No, we love Kyle Birnbauer and all the work he does.
I want them to celebrate with their team when they win.
No, and I do too. And this is for the pizza.
Correct.
And the Pizza Bowl, 4 runs in the top of the 10th so far for Team Morrell over Team Rivas. Team Morrell's in red. Team Rivas is out in the field right now. They're wearing navy. And Luke Hill at the plate. Connor Spencer on the mound, another one of the transfers that we've been talking a lot about all throughout the night. Southeastern Louisiana transfer. He said his season was okay there. He had 14 appearances. He had 3 saves. But his coach was released at Southeastern Louisiana. He wanted a new home, so here we are. Talked to a lot of guys today and appreciate you bringing them through. Grayson Saunier was awesome. JT Quinn was great.
Those two fired up to do it.
Yeah.
Fisher, Hill, those two.
Andrew
fired
Fisher
up to
was,
do it.
yeah. We got to talk about that. Andrew Fisher coming up and almost missing going out on the
that's
field.
something I didn't think, because I hadn't done a position player yet. I didn't think about. Well, I kind of thought that he would realize that he had to go. He had to go play when it was, and then we get in. You're still talking to him, and they start yelling at him.
Yeah.
They don't have a third baseman. So.
I believe it was Will Furness who was like, dude. And he's like, I gotta go.
That guy probably. I mean.
He's going to be fun.
He's new here. I've talked to him a few times. I think he probably could have sat here and talked the entire time.
He could do this.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe he has a future with that.
Maybe he does. And honestly too, Revis I could have talked to all night too. Yeah, he was a lot of fun, and hopefully everyone's had fun with these conversations too.
And hopefully Fisher keeps the stash.
Yeah. Oh, Andrew Fisher. Yes.
Adds a little to his game,
It's like inning continues. So we played a 10. We're in the top half of the 10th. This inning has gone on what seems like forever because 4 runs have been put up by Mitch Morrell's team.
Certainly been the longest inning of the day.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't want to. I mean, we started at 6.
We did.
It is 9:08, so a little over 3 hours. But we normally played a 9 innings, so I don't know.
We're kind of in extras here.
Yeah. It's in the gap. Luke Hill all the way to third. This inning has been a disaster for Team Revis.
That's, I would describe it.
Phew.
Absolute disaster.
Well, Mitch Morrell's team trailed from, what is it, the 4th inning on until the 9th. They finally tied it. Now they put up a 5 spot here in the 10th.
When the pizza's on the line, they've shown up.
So have you gotten word where the pizza's from?
No, but I put a lot of money on Domino's.
Domino's.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what it was last year, and that's kind of what we tend to eat around here.
Mike Clement said it depended on who could make that many pizzas and how hot and ready it would be by the time we got done.
Yeah, and I was thinking that. I was driving near the square earlier before I came here, and it took me a half hour to get around the square. And I thought, yeah, football weekend, a lot of people in town, who's going to be able to make a bunch of, however many pizzas, 30 pizzas.
Yeah.
At this time of night, keep it hot. But I'd put my money on Domino's.
The inning comes to a close. All right, this is for the pizza coming up. After this, 5 runs put up by Team Morrell. They're up 8-3 on Team Revis. We're going to break. We're going to decide who eats the pizza when we come back.
That's right.
All right, we're going to decide a Pizza Bowl champion.
Here we go.
3 outs with Kyle Birnbauer, Baseball
Get 6
SID.
runs.
Jay Cremata with you. Yeah. So Team Morrell with their captain out on the mound.
True.
All he needs is 3 outs. Mitch Morrell
In to close it out.
in to close it out to earn his team pizza against Team Rivas, who had the lead from the 4th inning to the 9th. Team Morrell tied it.
And they only hit the only home runs in this game, too.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
Team Morrell has done it by way of a short game, I believe, if I remember correctly.
Braden Randall hit a home run.
Jackson Ross.
Jackson Ross also hit a home run. 2-run shot. Those were the only runs.
Only runs for Team Rivers.
Big first out for Mitch Morrell. In to close it for his team.
Pretty cool.
What really did it for Team Morrell was Reagan Burford's home run in the 10th inning. Down the line, he's kind of pulling the Carlton Fisk. Stay fair, stay fair.
How close have you gotten getting hit over here today?
We had a couple close, not like super close, but there have been some instances where we've been on edge. Kind of like that.
Yeah.
A little fly ball over the. Yeah.
I was worried about the one scream. You know.
We did, yeah. It was here. I forget who was sitting.
Figured at some point today, one would come screaming right here.
I was worried if there was a pop up drifting over here, and you know the Derek Jeter fly into this. Yeah.
Would have made great TV.
It would have made great TV. Someone would have clipped it and put it on Twitter. Wow.
Back-to-back Ks. It's the moment every little boy dreams of.
Yeah, right here.
Bottom of the ninth, 2 outs.
Bottom of the 10th.
Bottom of the 10th. Sorry. Bottom of the 10th, 2 outs. Pizza on the line.
Pizza on the line. Pizza. Championship. Pizza.
This kind of is a championship.
The fall championship.
Fall championship. Some teams do a World Series. We play for pizza.
Mike Bianco said they started at LSU. They couldn't. The rules back then were so different. You really couldn't feed the players.
Interesting.
And so they had everybody kind of do a buy-in per se, and that's how that started there. And he brought that over here.
Okay.
But now the rules have changed,
right?
And you can feed your team.
Right. Amazing. You can feed your team.
2 strikes, 2 outs. This is for the Pizza Bowl. Payoff pitch on its way. Seth Farney at the plate, freshman. I was just told the players actually all pay in $2 for the pizza, so that's my fault.
Okay.
So they do the buy-in.
Oh, interesting.
Shout out Alex Sims for that one.
There you go.
Yeah, Alex
Thank
Sims
you,
in our
Sims.
digital
Thank you
strategy
for
department.
listening. We know somebody's listening.
We do. Well, we've had our coaches on tonight. We've had a lot of players on tonight too. All thanks to KB, who's sitting next to me. But this game got so intense. I mean, everything just, the vibe, all of a sudden when the game got tied, all of a sudden everyone's just locked in. They wanted to compete.
When I grabbed Taylor Rabe, he comes over here and he's talking to you, and I heard them chat in the dugout, and where's Rabe? Because because it's it's baseball. It's a very superstitious sport.
Yep.
You want Rabe to be in the same spot that he's been this entire game. Oh my!
That's a high drive to left, and out of here.
Drew Markle.
All right, tack on 2 for Team Rivas. They're down 3.
It's going to get interesting.
This is one heck of a pizza bowl.
They want this pizza.
Little bump in the road for team captain Mitch Morrell, trying to pitch his team to a pizza bowl win.
Still got some room to work with.
Yeah.
Still have 3 runs. But yeah, I didn't want to mess with their any superstitions they have, because as a baseball person myself, I believe, you got to keep things the same, especially if you're starting to win. So figured it was better to just let them do their thing, finish it out, especially a tie game.
You never want to mess with people's superstitions.
Nope.
And I love that the freshman pitcher, where is he?
Right,
Where is
right.
he? He needs to be here.
He's already pitched. He pitched 1 or 2 innings earlier, did a great job wearing his coat. But yeah, he needs to be in the dugout, needs to be standing in the same spot he's been standing all night.
Strike 2 to Ethan Groff. 2 gone for Team Rivas. They're down 3 runs in the Pizza Bowl. Down to their last out. Foul tip. Ball game. 2023 Pizza Bowl champs, Team Morrell. Down in the 9th, they tied up at 3. Put up a 5 spot in the 10th, and they win it 8-5.
We even got T-shirts.
And we've got T-shirts.
T-shirts, Pizza Bowl champion T-shirts. They get T-shirts. They get to eat pizza. And Team Rivas has to watch.
Oh, and here is the pizza.
Where's it from?
Where's it from?
Not Domino's. So
Not Domino's.
I would have lost a lot of money.
There's the pizza. It is out here. Team Morrell will eat all the pizza that their stomachs will allow them to eat.
Correct.
And Team Rivas is going to do some running. But
and watching.
I don't think we're going to do anything post-game. We're going to let everybody do their thing.
Great.
And
Love
so,
it.
yeah, I think we're going to wrap it up. So Mike again upstairs, Davis Harper as well. Tony Mao is our stage manager as well. Kyle Birnbauer grabbed everybody for us.
Team effort.
Team effort all around today. Thanks so much for watching us here today. And it was something new. Hopefully you got something out of it. And you learned a lot of newcomers. So hopefully you learned a lot about some people. And
got them a lot of practice doing interviews for the spring. That was my thought. When I go to them in the spring and say, "Hey, you got to do this," they'll be like, "I've already done it already." That's so
should be easier.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, my friend. Thank you so
No
much for tuning in. Remember, get your season tickets at OleMissTix.com. Call the number 2. It's all over our website. You can find it there too.
You'll want to be here.
Yep. Pack Swayze this year.
We'll
Thanks so much. We'll see you guys on the other side.